Morty's Diner. Hot coffee without the toxic sludge. Morty's Diner. Hot coffee without the toxic sludge.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Morty's Diner. Hey, everybody. Let's get some music. There we go. All right. Let's get it started here. Well, hello, GD. How you doing? And a 100 peso super chat to kick off the show. Channel member GD showing some symbolic support today. That's 7 cents US, if anyone was curious. Thank you very much. Hello, Daniel Quack, having a coffee and a blue plate special. All right. And GD again, another 7 cent super chat. Original content only at Morty's Diner. You know, you're absolutely right. This is the only channel in the extra community that that provides original content. Don't show clips of other people's content for 3 hours. You know, don't harass and bully other people. We're not anti-Semitic or racist. We don't go into rants and tantrums and tirades. We're not bipolar. We're not paranoid schizophrenic over here. We're not psychopaths. Or whatever psychiatric disorder you want to think of. Yeah, we're original content. All right, very, very nice. Well, we got 4 viewers. It's about 1:30. And I don't know what day it is. Tuesday. 1:30 Tuesday afternoon. It's a beautiful, cool, slight clouds today, and I should be outside riding my bike, but I haven't taken a shower in like 7 days, so I should do that, and I need a shave. I got a giant growth on my right side of my face. It's either a tumor or just a pimple that will, go away, or a zit or something. But frankly, at this point, doesn't even matter anymore. All right. Hey, let's get the invite link posted. If anybody, 1, is watching, and 2, if anybody would like to join on the panel to talk about whatever's on their mind. And for you bipolar folks, whatever's on your minds. All right, there's the link. Very nice. For some reason, when I pin it, it's pinning to the bottom of the chat column, not to the top where it always was before. But hey, you know, some things on my computer have changed. It might have been from a Windows update, or maybe a StreamYard update version, or YouTube changing something. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. All right. So today's show is entitled Aussie Expat. Aussie Expat lost 40 Rolex Yacht-Masters. I almost shit in my drawers. I mean, my underwear, you know, which I never wash anyway. Aussie Expat lost 40 Rolex Yacht-Masters. I almost shit in my pants when I heard him say that. Well, basically is what he said. That was discussed on my last show, where we talked about nuclear war strategizing and war games. If you haven't seen that, you can easily go back and find that show and watch Aussie and I talking about nuclear war games. It was amazing. And other topics. GD. Pinning it to the bottom actually makes it easier to find the link. Oh, well, that's good news then. Yeah. Well, if that's easier to find, then let's pin this. Because that's good news. Cash App. If you like this channel, if you like the content, if you like the host, if you like the food and the waitresses, consider supporting the channel with a tip, or become a member, or both. Or just post hate comments on other channels. Whatever. Okay, so let's okay, what do we have here from Vizio? GD9 equals peso cannon lux. Hold on. GD9 equals peso cannon. Lux equals PI cannon. Oh, really? Well, I guess that's worth noting. All right, thank you for that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't talk to all Lux there. I haven't talked to him in a long time. Just, like, you know, why? Ah, now here's a new name. Hackett123. AC3 was caught with his trousers down in Shenzhen. Very embarrassing for him. Well, I don't know anything about that story, about being caught with his trousers down. Do you want to add any more background information on that? Because I certainly don't know anything about that. Oh yeah, I talked to him back. I talked to him over a number of years. Sure. He was on my show 50, 100 times probably. And then, you know, it's just not, you know, I separated from him. Yeah. You know. Yeah, easily on my show 50 or 100 times. Maybe more. Oh yeah, I've talked to him many, many times. Back then. Oh yeah. Any more information on getting caught with his trousers down? What's that all about there? Oh, okay. Hackett. His mistress came into the room unannounced on camera. He quickly cut the live feed. The feed. You ever notice how Australians call a meal a feed? I think I'm right about this. You know, 3-meal feed, time for a feed, go to Burger Urge? Burger Envy and get a combo feed or something. It's unbelievable. It's like putting a bucket of oats around a horse's head. A feed. Feeding the horse, you know. Yeah, anyway. Well, that's Australian, how they talk down there. It's kind of amusing. Hackett, well, why are you watching that nonsense anyway? His mistress came into the room unannounced. Whatever, you know. Whatever. Yeah. That's the Australian flag. And that's the British Union Jack kind of thing up there on the top left, or whatever they call it. And then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars, which represents the constellation called the Southern Cross, or Crux, Latin Crux, Southern Cross. And I was under the impression it had 4 stars, but here it has 5. So I looked up Wikipedia for the Southern Cross constellation, and I don't know how many stars are considered in that constellation. 4, 5, maybe more. You know, I don't know. But anyway, that's the Australian flag, home of Tim Tams and other cultural stuff. I suppose this baseball cap is the kind of thing every tourist buys when they go to Australia, I guess. Or a kangaroo keychain or something. You ever see that kangaroo scrotum can opener at souvenir stores in Sydney? I saw that on one of these channels, and that guy JD, who was gonzoing in Sydney, and I mentioned that to Aussie Expat a long time ago, and he says, "Oh yeah, that the kangaroo scrotum can opener, bottle opener. That's a standard souvenir store deal." Wow, amazing. I wouldn't buy one of those as a souvenir, but for those who are into kangaroo scrotum can openers, bottle openers, I guess, I don't know. I guess they sell the same thing in Oklahoma, but like, bull scrotum, bottle openers, can openers, or in Chicago, if you know what I mean, where they're into scrotums and gay bathhouses and, all that stuff. Anyway. Heck, it's interesting from a psychologist point of view to see the behavior of this grotesque creature. We can learn a lot scientifically, really. Do you have the Latin scientific name for that species? Like, Gaugiindene ROLEX Brisbanensis, something like that. Gaugier Brisbanensis, right. Buffet Gaugier Brisbanensis, I guess. I don't know. Wow, amazing. Okay, Hackett. Well, whoever Hackett is, whatever happened there. Yeah, all right, so let's get into today's topics, which are of absolutely no value. Okay, Aussie Expat lost 40 Rolex Yacht-Masters. Well, when he was on the show, the last show I did, which you can watch if you haven't seen it, he happened to mention that in his financial dealings, his portfolio dropped $1 million, $1.2 million one day. And gentleman that he is, he took it with a grain of salt, He said, "Oh, okay, And which, and then the next day or the second day after that, it went back up to $1 million or 1.2 million. So it was unbelievable. These things only happen to him. These kinds of things. Nobody else, just like, him. Anyway, when he said he lost $1.2 million, I immediately my mind immediately went to, poor old, bipolar Watch Nicholas, who, I lost 3 Yacht-Masters when he lost $80,000 or $90,000 in one day. But and he was whining and crying, whinging. That's the word they use in Australia, whinging. I lost 3 Yacht-Masters. Dude, like for real, I lost 3 Yacht-Masters. So when Aussie said he lost 1.2 million, I immediately brought out the calculator, and that came out to 40 Yacht-Masters. So it's like, I lost 40 Yacht-Masters. But Aussie Expat, the amazing guy that he is, the next day he got them all back. Unbelievable. Aussie Expat is just amazing. Okay, Vizio, his Bitcoin went from is this Nicholas? His Bitcoin went from 120,000 to 60,000, and now only returned to 76,000. No way he got it all back. Well, he said he got it all back, and then Nicholas said he made another several hundreds of thousands or $1 million in stocks. So I don't know what he's doing there, but he's rolling and tumbling all night long with his investments. All right, amazing. Yeah, did I call him bipolar? I didn't mean to call him bipolar. Paranoid schizophrenic is the more accurate diagnosis. But Aussie Expat, his Bitcoin went from 120,000 to 60,000. Now only returned to 76,000. Well, that's his Bitcoin. I think on the last show, he was talking about stocks or some investment where he lost 1.2 million in one day, and then the next day he got it back. It went back up. Something like that, but it was, in community terms, it was losing 40 Yacht-Masters. I just found that amazing. I looked at the Rolex website for Yacht-Masters. They have many variants of the Yacht-Master. As probably gold, white gold, different colored dials and straps and oyster flex. And they go, 19,000, 38,000. But I just calculated it at 30,000, which was a figure that Aussie Expat just happened to mention. 1.2 million divided by 30,000 is 40 Yacht-Masters on average. Anyway, okay, let's continue with this amazing show. Yeah, since we're talking about Aussie Expat, we got Vegemite, one of the most useless and strange products in the food category that exists anywhere. It's got nothing in it. People, when you ask Australians about it, they go, oh, it's very nutritious. It's got a lot of vitamin B, that's what they say. It's got a lot of vitamin B, it's very healthy. But if you look on the label at the amount of vitamin B or different forms of vitamin B, it's like 0.0000001% of something, B6 or something. I mean, it's nonsense. I can't believe, Vegemite, Marmite, Promite. It's unbelievable. But it's part of the Australian deal. Of course, kangaroo scrotum, bottle openers, Look at those feet. Holy shit. Those feet are gigantic. Wow. And my favorite Australian animal, cassowary. I like the frilled lizard a lot too, and wombats, but cassowary is a total dinosaur. The avian dinosaurs, birds, and this guy is a total dinosaur. You could reverse engineer this guy back to a, Jurassic era dinosaurs, no question about it. But he already is a dinosaur, if you study dinosaurs at all, like I do as an amateur. Amateur paleobotanist, paleoanthropologist, paleontologist. These things are amazing, absolutely amazing. Don't ever screw around with one of these birds. If you see them, just get the hell out of there. They will jump up 6 feet in the air, and with their feet, which are like razor blades, yeah, right here, they will, as they jump up 6 feet, on the way down, they will just rip out, eviscerate your guts. You will die on the spot. This is what they do. Kind of like some YouTubers I know. But they're a protected bird in Australia. You can't shoot them and eat them. You can't put them in the cage and relocate them. If you see one in your backyard, they're protected. But absolutely amazing. Mr. Daniel Quack. Hey, Aussie Expat. Hey, how's it doing? How's it going? At the Bitcoin conference right now here. Oh, you're at the Bitcoin conference right now here at the Venetian. Otherwise, I join. Well, no, hey, take care of business, and enjoy the Venetian conference. When I went to Las Vegas a year and a half ago when we hung out there, when I was hanging out in the Venetian, the girl who worked there as the concierge, I think one of the 2 most beautiful young women I've ever seen in Las Vegas. She was absolutely just... she didn't look like a supermodel kind of thing at all, but just incredible. If I were 80 years younger, I would have gotten something going. I would have connected with her on something, I would have invited her out to dinner over at the Gold Coast Chinese restaurant, or taken her to the expensive donut place. She was... I asked her when I was at the Venetian if I could aim my camera at her for the live streaming I was doing. She said, that's okay. So I did that for a couple seconds. I should have given her a $20 bill just to say thanks very much. I didn't think about that until I was already outside the hotel, walking on to my next destination. But she was just incredible. Yeah. Daniel Quack. Unlike... here it is. GD, I tried Vegemite recently. It did less than nothing for me. Yeah, I've tried it. Aussie, there is no and there never was a good guy alliance. That's a figment of the lack of imagination in some Chicago, what's the word? Chicago, fill in the blank. Exactly. I tried Vegemite. An Australian friend of mine who lived in Melbourne, he mailed me a jar of it. What did he do? I don't remember. I bought it. I bought it to try it out when I was talking with him, and it tasted like a beef bouillon. Those beef bouillon cubes that used to be popular, but it's just like a ridiculous product. Aussies put that on toast with butter, and then they spread on some Vegemite. It's absolutely absurd product, but I didn't find it repulsive. You hear all these stories about Americans finding it like disgusting vomit or inedible. I didn't find it inedible or repulsive. It's just a ridiculously useless product. But hey, so are many other products, All right, Daniel Quack. Unlike Roman's assessment of the wizard, Aussie actually has bulletproof underwear. He's from the land down under, after all. What does this mean? Unlike Roman's assessment of the wizard. Well, I don't recall about that. Aussie actually has bulletproof underwear. Well, now, I'm not getting into his... You're talking about his underwear? This is a little too strange for me to... He's from the land down under. You're talking about Mormon? The Mormon magic underwear? Are you talking about that? The special underwear that men and women who are like 3rd degree Mormons or 27th degree Mormons, at some point they have to wear the underwear, like Mitt Romney. And I've watched some videos about the special Mormon undergarments, underwear. It's unbelievable, but true. Yeah. Wow. Let's leave out the underwear talk about people's underwear. That's a little Well, I'll talk about my underwear, but I don't want to talk about others. Yeah. I'm having my second 16-ounce instant coffee, and it's pretty strong. All right, let's move on to the next topic. So, of course, that's all a joke about Aussie, but, you know, I mean, you got to hand it to this guy who lives an absolutely charmed life. He loses $1.2 million, the next day he gets it back. It's unbelievable. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Australia is a strange country. So much of it is uninhabited. Yeah, I once, one time I brought up a map, just some Google map of Australia, and it showed it highlighted the population areas, the population clusters, and like 98% of the country is uninhabited or has less than 100 people, you know, kind of thing. It's all on the coastal main, you know, Perth on the left side, and Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne on the right side, and then a couple smaller cities, Adelaide and Darwin, and the entire inside is just empty, except for, you know, little spots of people here and there. Pluto has disposable underwear. Wear once and discard. You think so? You think so? All right. Daniel Quack. A few years. I think that music might be too loud. Let me lower that. Daniel Quack. A few years back, Roman said, quote, "You have to have bulletproof underwear in the business." He's talking about the watch business, right? Yeah, okay. In reference to Wizard being a dealer. Aussie, what was that? What does he say here? Aussie ability to hold shows moxie. Yeah, incredible. I think many people, if they checked their portfolio that day and it was down 1.2 million, they would just jump off the roof, or you know, pull out their Equalizer and self-terminate. That, you know, back in the Depression, you know, bankers, financiers, the average Joe, they were jumping off rooftops on the great crash of 29. Can you blame them? You know? Yeah, you know. But, you know, back in 1929, if I was around during the Great Crash, which I happened to had been around was around. It didn't matter to me because I have nothing anyway. So if the economy goes to shit, well, it doesn't really impact me. You know, I don't have any income, don't have any money, you know, and there was no Walmart back then for me to get a job as a greeter and tell my whiny, you know, long talking stories to the customers too. So absolutely. Roman, you talking about Roman Scharf, the watch guy? You have to have bulletproof underwear in this business. What is all this underwear talk here in reference to Wizard? Well, yeah, my comment on the Wizard story, which I had zero involvement with at all, was anybody who would send tens of thousands of dollars or thousands of dollars to some guy you never met, doesn't have a storefront, you know, or a website or anything, and you're going to have him buy a watch, you know, to buy a watch from, you're nuts. Oh, well, you don't understand. It's a hard to find watch. You can get one. Well, you know, okay. Incredible. Just incredible. Docs report. EDMMs sleep soundly. Nice steady climb. Well, you've demonstrated that. That's for sure. Yep. Just like Ron Popeil. Set it and forget it. The chicken roaster thing he had. Set it and forget it. That's Docs Report's investment approach. You know, make the purchase, Vanguard or whatever it is, set it and forget it. Yeah. He was like Uncle Leo. Uncle Leo was one of my favorite characters on Seinfeld. He was always very funny and really great character. And I remember that episode where Jerry was given a watch by his parents. Was that what it was? And and the watch broke, and it was a cheap watch, so he threw it in the garbage pail in the street. And then Uncle Leo happened to be walking by. He was walking by and he saw this watch, which looked brand new, and he goes, "Holy shit!" He put the watch on his wrist, and he was happy. And then he saw Jerry. Then Jerry saw that he had it, so he had to get it back. So they happened to be in the bathroom at the same time, and he said, I'll give you $100 for that watch." And he goes, "Jerry, this is a good, So he says, "All right, $300." So Jerry was handing him $300 in the bathroom when Jerry's dad happened to walk in. Great episode. Yeah. Yeah. Also, the episode where Uncle Leo, he was calling everybody's an anti-Semite. But Uncle Leo should have watched these various YouTube channels. He would have been 100% right. That's for sure. Oh, the wizard was like Uncle Leo? Are you kidding? Oh, Uncle Leo was a good guy. Yeah. No lifeline today. What does that mean? All right, let's move on with the topics in the title. Next topic is ADNever calling, So yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? I don't know. I watched a replay. I saw he did a show on his, bro show channel. Oh, the episode where Kramer went to work at the office where he didn't even have the job. Yeah, and then he got fired. And then he said, "I don't even work here." It's great. And then he's leaving Jerry's apartment in the morning in his gray suit and briefcase. And he goes, "What do you have in the briefcase?" He goes, "Crackers." Yeah. And he goes, "What are you doing here?" He goes, "I gotta get up early, breakfast, go and work." He goes, "You got a job?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "What year is this?" Yeah. Anyway, yeah. That's another great episode. Yeah. Doc's report. Buy and hold. No individual stocks, no crypto, no gold, no silver, no luxury jewelry, no baseball cards, no coin collection. Well, I don't agree with that. Okay? Baseball cards, not only as an investment, is a fun hobby. So if someone wants to collect baseball cards as a fun hobby, as a collectible, baseball thing, that's a fine hobby. Same thing with coin collecting. I did that when I was a kid, young teenager. It's like stamp collecting. It's a very, very fun, enjoyable hobby. And I talked to Ernest Borgnine about stamp collecting. He was a big stamp collector. It was a really fun hobby. And if I had any money, I would have stayed being a stamp and coin collector. Now, of course, you can, obtain a piece that does have, potential future value, and that is true. Okay. I can't comment about gold and silver. I'm too financially illiterate to comment on that, and I don't own any gold or silver. I disagree about no individual stocks. I mean, what if 20, 30 years ago you just said, "Hey, this Apple thing looks interesting," and you bought you put $1,000 into it, just said, "Well, sounds interesting." So you can't, and then that's all you had. You'd probably be worth 50 billion or 10 billion right now. So you can't say no individual stocks, in my opinion. But your approach certainly has worked for you, Mr. Doc's report. All right, let's continue on. Real estate, right. They're not making any more land, correct. Vizio, I collected stamps as a kid. Licked the stamps and put them in the stamp book. I was a dumb kid. Well, yeah, I mean, that destroys any saleable value you have and the condition of the stamp right there. You just, Doc's report. You don't agree? You that have nothing but debt? Well, you see, that doesn't make any sense. I could be extremely knowledgeable about lots of things, and I don't have to have that particular item. Okay? So that doesn't make any sense, A doctor can be extremely knowledgeable about skin cancer, but doesn't have to have had or have skin cancer. Okay? A lawyer can be an absolute specialist in bankruptcy law, but maybe had never or has never or is not bankrupt or has experienced it personally. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, it's just simple thinking. Logical, simple thinking. Right. Okay. Very good. All right. Let's continue. ADNever calling. So he did a show 1 or 2 days ago. I saw the replay of it. I watched a little bit of it. I just clicked on somewhere in the middle. I saw Mr. Zoso was his special guest. I haven't seen Mr. Zoso around for a long, long time. In the past, I have talked with him, chatted with him on various panels. I think we got along just fine. You know, we talked about Led Zeppelin and music and guitars and Italian food and, yeah, just stuff in general. I mean, I was not one of the closest guys to, you know, in the community with Mr. Zoso, but we got along just fine, you know. Anyway, so I saw him on. He was the guest, so I clicked on somewhere and just moved the cursor somewhere in the middle, and guess what? They were talking about Morty again, and several people in the chat were saying to Patrick, I mean, ADNever calling, you're way out of line there with Morty. You know, you went way too hard, you know, with your attack. And you're out of line, bud. And even Bear Clooney, who at one time was a good pal, YouTube-wise, and then turned on me. I don't know where it is now with him, but even Bear Clooney, the guy said in the chat, he goes, something like, he posted something like, quote, Patrick, you know I love you, but you were way too hard on Morty. He's an OG, and you were way too hard on him. He's an Archieverse OG, and you were something like that. What that was for a nanosecond of time. That was a little indication of some real humanity there in that comment. I mean, yeah. But Patrick has gone off the deep end. So all over nothing, all because I I repeatedly asked him, stop with the insult comments. That's what this whole thing is about. Stop with the insult comments. I don't know how many dozens of times I asked him, stop with the insults. Now, it's very funny when that was mentioned, when Mr. Zoso was on his panel. Zoso said, something like, I'm paraphrasing, Morty, oh, you mean Crappy? Oh, that's the guy you killed? He said that to Patrick. Oh, that's the guy you killed? And then Patrick, had to squirm because, he knew Zoso nailed him right there. Because Patrick is, he's a nut. He's a nutcase. He's a, what Eric Clapton said about Ginger Baker, who was a mean guy, apparently, to a lot of people. He goes, he said, well, he's a lovable rogue. Of course, Ginger Baker, considered Eric his best friend, closest guy in the whole music business. So Eric's, had definitely had a fond spot for him. Ginger never went ballistic against Eric. Jack Bruce, yes, he never went against Eric, with fist fights, pulling a knife on him, or beating the shit out of him, or screaming at him. He never did that, only with other people. But I don't know if I would call ADNC a lovable rogue. I mean, he's just he's gone nut. He's gone kind of nutty. He has been, but now it's all exposed. Well, because I asked him, stop with the fucking insults. But anyway, yeah. So that was pretty amusing. I watched about 10 or 20 minutes of that. Amazing. Yeah. Anyway, so I wanted to ask the audience again. We got 15 people right now, with only one channel supporter. GD has helped out with the channel support with 100 and 200 pesos. That's 14 cents. And he's got the spirit of supporting Morty's Diner, and that's really appreciated. But he's the only one so far who's, kicked it up a notch with any indication of support. And he's not even an EDM or an EDMM or a decamillionaire. But he's kicking in 14 cents there, so it's appreciated. Yeah, so I wanted to run by the audience again this idea. If you saw ADNC, he put out a challenge. It was about a week ago, give or take a few days, on one of his Newsbro shows. He stared right into the camera, like when Bill Clinton stared right into the camera of all the American people. Said, "I did not have sex with that woman." Well, it all depends what the meaning of is when he perjured himself in front of a federal judge. But, it's okay. He's Bill Clinton. It's okay. But he's allowed. Democrats can do those things. But he said, "All right, crappy. You say you got all those clips? You got all those screenshots? Show them. Show them. Shut up and show them." So that's a hell of a lot of work. It would be less work putting together a collage of ADNever calling material than the psychopath clips, which I have like a Library of Congress amount of stuff about him with, fucking children and talking about fucking children and wives and anti-Semitic comments and racist comments and just general psychopathy type of stuff, But anyway, threatening people about their jobs, go kill yourself. Go find a tree and hang yourself, you worthless fucking pustule, whatever the hell he said, Go kill why don't you just go kill yourself and do everyone a favor? I mean, those kinds of things. You put that together for a 1 hour collage, it would be video of the year, maybe. But even if I did that, nobody would believe it because the Kool-Aid is so strong, it wouldn't affect anybody, But anyway, nevertheless, that would be a lot of work. But the ADNC thing would not be that hard to put together, but it's a lot of work. So I want to just ask the audience again. I asked on the last show, 6 people said yes, do it, and 1 person said, nah, not interested. Do you want me, or do you want to see a collage of ADNever calling, our friend Patrick, see what a nutcase the guy is, or if you're so so thinking, lovable nutcase, or a deranged nutcase, or just a lovable nut, or whatever you want to think of him. A handsome dimwit. Okay. A handsome dimwit decamillionaire. All right. Yeah, I'll do it, but I need to know that there's people who will want to see it, I can't put in, you can't imagine how hard, well, maybe you can, but it's a lot of work, especially for me being mentally disabled, to sit down, scour through the files on my computer, find the screenshots, find the clips, and then somehow, extract 5 seconds here, 20 seconds here, 3 minutes there, and then put it all together. It's, I'm not, thank God, I'm not Golden Baba. I don't have these editing, skills, like people like Baba and, etc. have. But I'll do it if there's a demand for it, because it's the material's all there. I just got to dig into the computer files and find them and put them all together. And it's very, very time-consuming, and it's a mental challenge. Not mental challenge. It's an ordeal for me to do that. But I'll do it if there's any indication from the viewers. Yes, do it. We want to see it. And he put out the challenge. So if I get signs of support to do it, then I will do it. But right now, 6 people, 6 yes and 1 no is just, and if I did it, I'll get 20 pesos from GD, and that'll be the only show of support. So it's tough. But anyway, okay, let me catch up on the comments. Did you get misty-eyed? Right. Oh, yeah. Okay, about the AD show, right. Okay, here's another one. Yes, bring the receipts. Okay, that's 7-1. GD showing support for the channel, $1 US. Super chat. Wow. Thank you very much, GD. You really kicked it up there. Thank you. Have AI do it. I have never used AI. I don't know how to use. I could figure it out. If the electrician can figure it out, I can figure it out. But I just don't have the. I have other things to do every day except 18 hours of YouTube stuff. But Elf, Australian $2. Yes, do it. Okay, I think you voted yes last time, El. So it's 7-1 to do it. Thank you very much, El. I really appreciate that and that you watched the channel. 7-1. If I can get any more signs of support, I'll make a post on my page as well, on the posts page, and see if that generates any yes or no, any additional yes or no votes. It would be unbelievable, but yeah, okay. Thank you all. Thank you very much. So let me know about that if you really want to see it. And of course, Patrick, anyway, so Mr. Zoso, he said, "Oh, you mean the guy you killed?" And Patrick went, "Oh, well, I didn't really kill him. I just tormented the fuck out of him for a year, tortured his soul for a year, put him in purgatory and hell, and twisted his guts out, because I missed him so much." Unbelievable. Hidden Collector. Who's Hidden Collector? Is that Lux? I'm not sure. $4.99 super chat. Bring the receipts, or stop talking about how much of a psycho he is in your mind. I didn't say psycho. I said nutcase. Okay, I said nutty. I said he's nutty. Yeah, he's a nut. Friendly nut, lovable nut. Well, that's up to you. Okay, I will go ahead and do it then, Hidden Collector. Thank you very much for the show of support. That's 8-1 on the votes. Bring the receipts, or stop talking about how much of. Well, he's not. I'm not using the word psycho. Curly's a psycho. I mean, and many other people are psycho. Yeah, watch Nick. Psycho, no, paranoid, schizophrenic, depressed, bipolar. I think those things apply. Have you seen his recent post about me, by the way? Well, check out his recent post about me. Unbelievable. Very, 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 very sick. All right, bring the receipts. All right, I will do it. Hidden Collector. Are you? Is Hidden Collector Lux? The Cadbury chocolate guy? Is Hidden Collector, are you Lux? Does anybody know? Because I don't want to be challenged by Lux to do anything. That's not a motivator. But I will do it, okay? Give me a little bit of time, 1 week or 2 weeks. I have to dig deep into the files, and I will do it. And remember, ADNever calling. You wanted this. That's that line from that Tom Cruise shit movie, Jack Reacher, when those guys at the restaurant call him out back outside to beat him up. And he tells the guys, and he says, okay, last chance. Like people are scared of fighting Tom Cruise. I mean, Jesus. But anyway, so he says, okay, just remember. What did he say? Just remember, you wanted this. Or did he say, just remember? No, I think that's what he said. Okay, but remember, you wanted this. If you saw Jack Reacher, which is just... Jack Reacher is worse than Texas Walker Ranger. I would rather watch a couple episodes of Walker, Texas Ranger with Chuck Norris, than the Jack Reacher movie with Tom Cruise. That's how bad the Jack Reacher movie is with Tom Cruise, which is a joke. The guy's 5'7". Now you got that TV show or HBO show on Jack Reacher where the guy is like 6'4" in a brick house of, solid, built of bricks, muscle guy. That's a believable actor in that role. Tom Cruise, 5'7". That's a joke. Anyway, okay. But yeah. I will do it, Hidden Collector. I don't know who you are. I would feel terrible if you're actually Lux. And I'm letting you convince me to do something. Jesus. Well, anyway, okay, I will do it. And Newsbro, remember, you wanted this. That's all. And it's only YouTube-related stuff. It's nothing personal. Okay? Not personal, just business. So everybody, keep that in mind. Nothing personal, just business. Okay, so I will I will devote my waking hours to putting that together. I only have 1 or 2 waking hours a day. The rest I stay in bed, you know. But all right. Thank you to L and Hidden Collector, Rufus, GD, for some support today, and the others out there. It'll take some time. I'll keep everybody posted, maybe 1 week to 2 weeks, and I'll get it done. Or as Tom Cruise says at the Scientology meetings, what does he say in these videos? He goes, "Let's get it done." Amazing. Pavel, Lux doesn't have money. Are you? Lux doesn't have money. Are you nuts? Okay, that's a good point, Pavel. Very good point. Thank you for that, Pavel, channel member. Okay, so Hidden Collector probably is not Lux. I don't know who Hidden Collector is. If I did know, I don't remember. You know, Patrick always says I have dementia. I live in the dementia clinic. That was his thing for a while too about me. You know, incredible. Whew! Okay, so but Mr. Zoso, it was nice to see him. Okay, and he really is into Jimmy Page and Led Zeppelin, and me, it's more Eric Clapton and Cream, but we certainly meet equally on that field of conversation, because I am also a Led Zepp fan, Jimmy Page fan, and I know, you know, all about the Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page history and all that, and maybe not as much as Zoso, but I certainly have a voluminous encyclopedic knowledge about Zepp and Jimmy Page. And I never saw Led Zeppelin in concert. As a matter of fact, I remember in the early to mid 70s, probably early to mid 70s, they were appearing at the Nassau Coliseum, maybe one of many times, but I remember there was a show at the Nassau Coliseum in New York, and many of my friends were going to go to that, and I didn't go along. I just was not enough of a big enough Zeppelin fan to go, but that was a mistake. But I remember they all went to that, and they appeared at Madison Square Garden. I didn't do that either, which I don't know. I never went to see them in concert. And but around that time also, Rory Gallagher was appearing on Long Island at a small club in Roslyn, Long Island, if anybody knows where that is. I bet you Hoff on Smash, he would know where that is. My father's place in Roslyn. And I wanted to go to that, and I just kept, because I'm a bigger Rory Gallagher fan than Jimmy Page, I think. Or maybe the same, but why? And I don't know why I didn't go to that. I mean, and I also think if I remember, he appeared at one of the colleges on Long Island too, a different year, Rory Gallagher, and I didn't go to that either. And I just why didn't I do that? Because he's absolutely in my top 10, most greatest and most favorite. Most greatest is bad English. Greatest and most favorite. Yeah. I didn't do that. I just don't know why. You know? Yeah. Anyway, okay, let's move on. Next topic. So we got ADNever calling, got that covered. Mr. Zoso touched on that. The Smith & Wesson Equalizer. I'm going to have to sell that. I'm going to sell that. It's 2:20 in the afternoon now. I will take it to a gun store and sell it today or tomorrow. I need the money. I'm going to have to sell it. That still leaves me with enough for the upcoming Battle of Portland, but I've already sold 3 other pieces. So it's getting close now, but maybe I can't get there today, but depends what time they close. But I will sell it today or tomorrow. And that's my life. Maybe in the future, if I ever have any money again, I will go back and just buy another one, because It's important, it's necessary, and that's a model I really, really like. I will not get the purple one, just, you know, the black standard black finish one. And it's a current model, so it's always available, you know, well, because it's current. It can always be in stock, or, you know, the dealer can always order one and get it in a couple days, so. But, is it my favorite of the ones I have? I don't know. It's way up there. Or of all the ones I've ever had since like 1990, it's in my top 3 of most favorite, I think. Yeah, absolutely. I would say so, yeah. Okay, top 4, definitely. All right, next time. Bear, well, yeah, Bear was in the Newsbro show that I just saw with Zoso, and Bear is a lover of, he loves ADNever calling. He loves him. That's what he says. I love you, AD, but, you know. But, yeah, they talk all the time. If you have anything you want to talk about confidentially, ADNever calling is not the guy you want to talk to. Let me put it that way. I'm basing this on years of experience. Are you nuts? Okay. But, you know, whatever. I'd like to talk about jacks, but I don't want to say what I want to say about jacks to jacks, or even on the show, you know, without him telling him first, or... but I want to give him a very... good, I'm convinced, very worthwhile and good piece of advice or suggestion, but I don't want to do it. He hasn't asked me. I don't want to give unsolicited opinions, unsolicited advice, but I really would like to tell him something. But now we know everyone, you know, his email is, you know, he's announced, you know, we have his email, he's announced his, you know, he's told everyone his email. I could contact him with that, but I don't want to send someone unsolicited comments, unsolicited opinions, because I don't like doing that. I try not to do that. If somebody asks me, then I say, okay, like Tom Cruise, remember, you wanted this. That's not, he said, remember, no, he's saying, remember, you wanted this. Or whatever he said. This movie is making me thirsty. Same kind of delivery. You know. Remember, you wanted this. And you know what that sounds like? That sounds like the green room thing. I gotta get into the Al Capone mode here. Take that back, green room. What you just said. That wasn't good. Take that back, green room. What you said. Wah, yeah, wah. Little Caesar. Rico. Take that back, green room. Yeah. That's not good. What you said. Maybe Peter Lorre. You take that back. What you said. That wasn't good. Does anybody know who Peter Lorre was? Probably not. You take that back. That's not good. I would have to think about that, but yeah, you take that back, yeah. Mother of mercy, is this the end of Rico? Anybody ever see Little Caesar? Does anybody know what the hell I'm talking about? Unbelievable. Those were the 3 great gangster movies in the early 30s from Warner Brothers. Little Caesar, Scarface, and Public Enemy. Actually, was Scarface Warner Brothers? I don't... that was a Howard Hughes production. I don't remember. Paul Muni was a great Warner Brothers star in the 30s, but was that a Warner Brothers production? I gotta look this up now. Mother of mercy, is this the end of Rico? Let me look this up. You ever see that interview on YouTube with Al Pacino, you know, who played Scarface? the Brian De Palma version. He says he was in Hollywood walking down the street with his friends, and he passed a theater that was showing the original Scarface from 1932 or whatever year. Yeah, 1932, I think. And he said to his friends, "Hey, I never saw this. Let's go in and see it. You want to go see it?" So they all went in and saw it. And he was so impressed with Paul Muni's work and the movie and the story that he called his producer friend and said, "I want to make this movie." And that's why he made Scarface, because he was so impressed with the Paul Muni version of Scarface. Hell of a story that was. Who made this movie? I don't remember. But anyway, yeah. But those are three essential films. Public Enemy, James Cagney, Scarface, Paul Muni, Little Caesar with Edward G. Robinson. Unbelievable. Okay, he was from Ružomberok, Slovakia. Who? Jax? Who was from Ružomberok, Slovakia? You talking about Jax? New Jack City is Slovakian? I didn't know that. Ah. Edward G. Robinson, he did get an honorary Academy Award, life achievement type thing, right after he passed. It was posthumously, but he was told he was getting the award, but he died before the ceremony. But he should have gotten an award for a Double Indemnity for Best Supporting Actor. Just brilliant, incredible. And he should have gotten a nomination, and I think he should have gotten Best Supporting Actor for Soylent Green. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful performance in Soylent Green. Oh, Peter Lorre, yeah, Slovakian. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Incredible. Last week I watched, I watched M, the German film with Peter Lorre, like 1930. I'd seen it years and years ago. And I watched it again, and it really holds up. And there was another version of M that was with it was a good it was well done also. Who was in that? Luther Adler and David Payne, if anybody knows who they were. And that was good also. And it was the same exact story as the original M, directed by Fritz Lang. If I'm correct, and I always am, 99% of the time. Let me look that up. Let me double check this. Who? And Raymond Burr. Raymond Burr was in that movie too. David Wayne, Luther Adler. Raymond Burr played a gangster, really bad guy. He was very, very good. I mean, no shit. Very good. And let me get this exact... this was probably in the 1950s. Let me find this. Yeah, now I have to know. Can I find this fast enough? Raymond Burr made and I saw an interview with him. He made an unbelievable amount of movies and TV appearances before he got the job of Perry Mason. Unbelievable career. Yeah, 1951, M, with David Wayne, Howard Da Silva, right? David Wayne, Luther Adler. Who was the other? Raymond Burr. It was very good. Very, very well done. And Jim Backus. And it was almost a scene-for-scene remake of the original with Peter Lorre. But they're both really, really good. Well, anyway, okay. 25 people watching. That's nice. Let's look at another picture. Because we were speaking about Aussie Expat before and the losing 40 Yacht-Masters. So Yacht-Master comes in many variants, as a guy like Bear Clooney would certainly know, being a Canadian watch guy, watch authority. And here we have the Australian flag and Vegemite, kangaroo, and a cassowary. And there are many variants of the Yacht-Master. I happened to calculate that at the 40 based on the Yacht-Master with the white gold with the Oyster Flex strap, which he said is around 30,000, give or take. On the website, it's 38,000, but if you buy one that fell off a truck, maybe you can get it for 30,000. But the 30,000 figure is just average, just, you know, plus or minus all the different Yacht-Master versions. But, this is the one, retail $38,000 on the Rolex website. You know what you can buy for $38,000? Does anybody have any idea how much money $38,000 is? Here it is. Swiss made with the inner components made in China. That seems to be the big story going on around Rolex. Tons of videos about many of the inside components are manufactured in China. And then they're shipped back to Switzerland, and they do enough of the final assembly and Swiss parts to say Swiss made, like a Hamilton or a Tissot. A lot of those parts are from China. I mean, they're fine enough watch, but to say Swiss made, you don't have to be 100% handmade in Australia with Swiss made parts, unless you have a Geneva seal. You know, then if you have the Geneva seal, then it's 100% made in the canton of Geneva, Switzerland. That's a whole different deal. But this is a good looking watch, you know, except for the stupid peace symbol, Mercedes hand there. And I will say that's one thing I really like about the Land Dweller that really makes it a special watch is it doesn't have that stupid Mercedes emblem, peace emblem on the hour hand. It just has two, you know, nice, long, good-looking hour and minute hands. Here's another Yacht-Master. See? It says Yacht-Master. I don't know who would buy this unless someone just needs to flaunt off in public how, you know, how important they are. This is a nice looking watch, but I'd rather have that Seiko SPB 525 with the indigo colored dial. But if somebody gave me one of these, I'd wear it for one day and then I'd sell it, pay off my debt. Just saying. Just saying. But if I ever were to go to Australia, I would definitely want to see a cassowary in person, in a zoo or place like that, because you can't get next to them. The chance that they will fucking attack you and eviscerate you is 100%, or almost. Well, it's high, put it that way. All right, 24 viewers and no comments. We're doing great. I should pay for viewers and subscribers, so I could show like the chat just rolling along, you know, at a snail's pace, but it would show, you know, 800 viewers. Maybe I should do that. Well, who knows? I'm going to pour some more water into my Costco plastic cup here. Okay. So, I think we covered the topics in the title. Aussie Expat lost 40 Rolex Yacht-Masters. ADNever calling, Mr. Zoso, Smith & Wesson Equalizer. Yeah, it's too late for today. Tomorrow I will bring it to the gun store and sell it. Bear Clooney and et al., if anyone knows what et al. Means out there. There we have that. All right, the invite link is up. If anybody wants to talk to me about anything, or talk to the audience about anything. We'll hang out for just a little while, maybe another 5 or 6 hours. And then we'll wrap it up at some point. How's that music going? Yeah, it's good. All right. So we covered underwear, taking a shower, unusual growths on my face, possible cancerous growths on my face. Yeah, things are good. And hidden collector. who, as was astutely pointed out, could not be Lux because, as Pavel said, Lux doesn't have any money. Are you nuts? So, right. He has Cadbury, but he has money because he buys Cadbury. So, anyway, I'm going to take some nutritional supplements while we're talking. A Doc's report. Back to Jax. You have a show to do. You need content, and I need a clip. I appeal to you. You don't appeal to me. I appeal to you to publicly advise Jax. Well, I'll do it publicly for a super chat, Doc's report. $10 super chat, I'll do it. You see? Van Lux, what the fuck is that thing? Incredible. It's a cassowary. Cassowary. It's a bird in Australia. Technically a dinosaur, as you know, birds. I think they're also in New Guinea, perhaps, or Borneo, but it's primarily in northern or northeastern Australia. I don't know if Aussie Expat, in fact, ever saw cassowary in person. I've asked many of the Aussies on these channels, have you ever seen a cassowary in person? And many of them said, no, never. They're a reclusive bird. They live in the forest. Unless you're an absolute imbecile and go deep in the forest looking for one so they can eviscerate your bowels right out of your guts. But you would think any Aussie would know about their great animal, their great animals that live in their country. It's a cassowary. Yeah, amazing. It's the most dangerous bird on the planet. No question about it. And here's, I have another picture of a cassowary. That's a kangaroo. Yeah, here's another one. Here's the feet, dinosaur feet, you see? And their toenails, so to speak, are razor blade quality. And they will just, this is what they do. If they want to attack you, they jump up about 6 feet high. And on the way down, they just take that foot and just rip out your guts. They disembowel you. No joke. Look it up. $1 from GD. Thank you very much for the channel support, GD, channel member. Hey, Magpie. One killed a man. He had one as a pet, and it tore him to shreds. Well, there you go. Confirmation from Magpie. Yeah, it's a rare thing that it happens because people can't be that fucking stupid to approach one of these things and start taunting it and flaunting your Rolex Yacht-Master in front of it and go, look at me, I've got the gold Submariner. Because these things will just disembowel you. But it does happen. And now you know what it is, Van Lux. Great. Australia is not for beginners. Definitely not. I've got a show I did, one of my 2,000 or so shows in my storage library here of Sirocco Sales was on. It was a great episode. I talked to him about being that he was an Aussie. We talked about Australian animals. And I showed him pictures from some websites of all the different animals and the gigantic spiders and cassowaries and frilled lizards and all kinds of, gigantic worms and flies. There's billions and billions and billions of flies. There's so many flies in Australia, they just stick to your body. They fly onto your body and people walk around there with hundreds of flies stuck onto their body. I showed him those photos and he said, yeah, it's true. Yeah. So maybe I'll, find that show. And yeah, it was a great show. Great. A classic. That happened in Florida. Holy shit. He fell over near it, so it reacted badly and killed him. Well, there you go. You don't fuck with the cassowary. A wombat He's not going to do that to you. Wombats are cute, little, furry, cuddly animals, you know. Yeah. Wow. Pavel, have you ever romanced a Sanyo customer support telephone operator by calling the 800 number for 6 months straight like Jax? You know, Pavel, channel member, I saw that on the Watch Nicholas show, the one he did a couple days ago where he was drunk for like 5 hours. Just drunk as fuck. Calling everybody an F-A dash dash O-T. He was calling everybody an F-A blank blank O-T. Drunk as fuck. I don't know how much beer he drank during that show. Or weed that he was smoking, but he played this clip of Jax from a long time ago, I guess, where he told this story about he called Sanyo customer service, which was based somewhere in Mexico, you know, their 800 number people, and or the person he got. And he got it on with this lovely sounding young lady working at the customer service at Sanyo. And went on for like 6 months on the phone, back and forth. And then he paid for her ticket to fly to Ohio to meet up. And then she dumped him immediately as soon as she met him. I mean, unbelievable story. Unbelievable. I could talk about that with my... I have some comments on that story, which I don't want to talk about. I mean, they wouldn't be offensive, but... I did think of a couple things to say about that. I will give my reaction to that story for a $20 or a $10 super chat. And regarding Doc's report, where was that comment? Yeah, I'll give Jax the advice publicly here for a $20 or a $10 super chat. Otherwise, I'm just not going to do it, okay? Unless he asked me, you know, but... yeah, but that was an amazing story. Absolutely amazing. Okay. Magpie, can't say I have read. Does sound far-fetched. Now, Jax may have made that entire story up just due to imaginative storytelling. You know, stories like that I could make up at the, you know, right off the cuff. Is that the expression? Off the cuff. At the tip of the hat, I could tell a half-hour story like that too, you know, but no wonder he's angry all the time. Wow. Yes, a 1-800 number is a free phone call. And most often, or usually, it's like from a company customer service number. So, you know, if you want to call, you know, Sanyo or, you know, Burger King customer service, it'll be you know, it'll say on the website, you know, 1-800, often a bank credit card or a bank 800 numbers, Pizza Hut main office, you know, 800, things like that, you know. If you're running a sex farm in Thailand, it'll be an 800 number. Maybe a legal bordello in Nevada, they'll probably have an 800 number because all those foreign tourists want to go there and they'll call first, you know, as they're planning their trip. Ah, same in the UK, but it's 0800. I see. Okay. Very good. 1-800 talk dirty to me. Right, exactly. Or in Chicago, just dial 1-800 cum shot. You know, for all you prison sex enthusiasts. 1-800 cum shot. Relive your prison memories. Call 1-800 cum shot. Swallow or spit, it's up to you. Operators standing by right now. Call 1-800 cum shot. Yep, that's for the Chicago people. Amazing. Be funny if they recorded all calls for customer assurance purposes way back then. Well, that's a very interesting observation. Possibly they didn't back then because maybe that girl would not have, you know, been so, you know, friendly or, you know, had such a repeated casual conversations while she's there at the office, you know, with a customer, you know, in America. So, but who knows? Yeah. Then again, as Jack said, she was Mexican, and you don't know what, so you don't know what she was capable of. What is it? Something like that. You know, Mexicans, you don't know what they're capable of. It was something like that. I don't remember. 1-800-POD-BOSS. Right. 1-800-LAUNDRY. L-A-U-N. How many letters in laundry? Let me think. L-A-U-N-D-R-Y. Yeah, 1-800-LAUNDRY. 1-800. No, that one. 1-800. No starch. Yeah, 1-800 no starch for laundry folding services. Unbelievable. L, I don't think many men would make up a story about being dumped. Well, that's a very astute observation. Yeah. But then again, for a super chat revenue, people would make up stories about anything. You know, even about fake fishing trips. You know, so yeah, you know, sure, okay. All right, even a fake trip to Italy, that's worth super chats. I could talk about a fake trip to Italy right now for an hour and just make it up off the cuff, right off the top of my head. You know, it's easy for me. But anyway, okay, that's because I'm imaginative and a storyteller. Docs would say a long talker, but you know, Docs is a repeat talker. He calls me a long talker, but he's a repeat talker. If you watch his show, he repeats the same story 3, 4, 5 times. And every day he repeats the same stories. Fitness center stories, golf course stories. You know, so he just repeats the same stories. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Who am I to be critical? That's not my nature. Magpie, you'd be surprised, L, what people will lie about. Absolutely right. But I'll tell you one thing people don't lie about. It's folding laundry. Yeah. Little Caesar doesn't fold laundry. Yeah. Take that back, green room. Yeah. Unbelievable. Hey, Dirk Diggler. I turned out one of my ex-girlfriends a lesbian. I don't. Did you mean it turned out one of my ex-girlfriends was a lesbian, or you turned her into a lesbian? What? Either way, it could make sense. Magpie, I haven't heard the story, so can't really comment. But from the parts I have heard, pretty wacky. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Notice how Doc's report did come up with a $10 or $20 super chat for me to give Jax that advice or suggestion that I really want to offer to him, but I won't do it because I don't want to give him unsolicited comments. Yeah, here it is. I appeal to you to publicly advise Jax. Just measly $20 super chat. You know, $10. No. He's an economy shopper. He doesn't do that. Or budget shopper, is that what he says? ADNever calling, same thing. He buys, he eats Chef Boyardee out of a can, which really offended Mr. Zoso. But I eat Chef Boyardee, well, when I did, as I've mentioned, Chef Boyardee ravioli or spaghetti and meatballs, or way back Franco-American SpaghettiOs. Just eat it out of the can. It's much tastier, cold right out of the can. If you start to warm it up in a saucepan, it ruins the flavor. Maybe Mr. Zoso wouldn't agree, but it really, for me, it's true. Dirk, I think I made her convert. Well, you've got the George Costanza touch. Right. Wow. Amazing. All right. Yeah, I'm getting some hate emails here. My phone's been busy. Let me look up what I got here. Oh, I want to say hello to Pasta. Pasta typed in a couple comments about that beautiful cat that I showed pictures of in my last show. That was from a animal, what do you call it? Shelter, an animal shelter 1,000 miles away from where I live. So there's no way I could get that cat or even visit him. But if it were a local shelter, I would definitely have gone over there and looked at the cat and hung out with him for a while. I don't have the money to adopt a cat because that means cat food and cat litter and veterinary bills, which can be unexpected emergencies, and I can't do it. You know, I'm an everyday pauper, an EDP. Oh, what are these comments I'm getting here? Oh, okay, that's good news from somebody. I'll read that later. That's nice. Okay. I got a PayPal. I won't say who. From Anonymous. Oh, okay, here it is. I got a PayPal from a great viewer of the channel, and I won't say who he is. We'll just say Anonymous. $30 PayPal, and he says, "Hey, Crappy, just a little something for some private advice to Jax, if not too much to ask." Well, I want to thank you very much for that PayPal. Oh, I also got a message from Donald Trump, but that's just the newsletter thing. All right, I will tell you my Jax advice because of that wonderful, thoughtful viewer of the Crappy channel, of Morty's channel. I want to say to Jax, and Jax, you know, we get along just great. I think we're good buds, and I only have nothing but supporting you in mind. Okay. And my advice or suggestion or piece of advice for Jax, New Jack City, is this is going to be painful to hear, but I really want to put this out for Jax. He paid $700. He bought a MacBook. I don't remember what it was, MacBook something, $700 laptop. Looks like a great piece of equipment for doing live streaming, but and he bought StreamYard on the monthly package, the monthly, you know, $40, $45 a month, whatever. I want to say to Jax, and I only mean this with good intentions, okay? Don't do it. Return the MacBook. If you bought it at a place like Best Buy or something like that, you can return it within a month or 15 days or something, even if it's been opened, okay? Return it, get the $700 refund, cancel the StreamYard $45 a month. If you've already paid for that, it's probably not refundable for the first month, but just don't continue, okay? And don't do your channel with the hate, all the hate, no holds barred, no guardrails. Just don't do it. Why? You're not going to win. And you're just going to get more, you're just going to get attacked and bent over and your laundry thrown all over the room by psychopaths and derelicts and the deranged and delusional and drug-induced, and it's going to go nowhere. It's just going to make you crazier, 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 more and more frustrated, more and more angry, and it's not good for your health. So, I mean this sincerely. Don't do it. That sounded like Kamala Harris when she would say to stop the illegal invasions of millions of people from Mexico and from Central America and the world. She said, "Don't come. Don't come." And when she threatened Iran with their nuclear program, she said, "Don't do it." Wow. Those words are going to stop Putin cold in his tracks, you know, saying to Hitler and Stalin, "Don't do it." Unbelievable. But anyway, yeah. So, Jax, think about it or not, or just tell me to fuck off. Return the laptop. Cancel this. Don't renew the StreamYard. Just don't do it. The benefit that you might think you're going to get, believe me, it ain't going to happen the way you think it might happen in terms of benefits you're going to get. Psychic benefits, monetary benefits. You're just going to set yourself up for more self-immolation, self-evisceration, getting your laundry not folded but unfolded. You're going to get your laundry unfolded by the psychopaths. It's just not worth it for you. And I'm saying this out of concern for your well-being. Okay? Now, if you want to do your channel, as you've been describing, then by all means. You're your own man, you know. You've been around the block. Kind of, you know, I guess. Hey, you've got a Lexus. I have a bicycle. So I have an imaginary bicycle. You have a real Lexus. So, but that's what I wanted to put out to Jax. Don't do it. You're going to regret it. You might, you know, be off on you might think it's really cool and fun in the beginning, but believe me, you just don't know the face blasting, so to speak, that you're going to be getting, the ass blasting and you just don't know the ass blasting and the face blasting you're going to get from the psychopaths and the succopaths. The succopaths are the ones that drink the Kool-Aid and believe everything. They'll listen and do anything that the psychopath in charge says. They're the succopaths. And you believe me. Believe me. And that's it, man. In the meantime, Kramer brought the lesbian back. That's right. George's girlfriend, Susan, he drove her to be a lesbian. He drove her to lesbianism, and Kramer brought her back. Unbelievable. Magpie. Anyone who likes football or soccer, check out the highlights of PSG Bayern. It's an example of the perfect 90 minutes. Really? Wow. Okay. Oh, I don't know anything about. I don't follow sports, certainly soccer at all. But some game. Wow. I don't know what PSG is, but Bayern in Germany, is that what it is? Bayern. Yeah. Right. I got my Costco glasses. I can't see if that's B-A-Y-E-M or B-A-Y-E-R-N. But it doesn't matter. Either way. You know, the 2 pair of Costco glasses that I bought and the optometrist exam, I can file those for insurance. Those are covered by my insurance plan, my health insurance. And I got all the receipts right here on my desk, and I haven't submitted them yet. And it's been over a month. I don't know. I need that money. It's like the air fryer. I just can't. It's too hard to do these things. JB, thanks JB. Is JB here? I don't know what that's about. Thanks JB. I don't know what that means. Oh, num. NVM. What does that mean? Ha ha. So not JB. I mean, the PayPal? I can't say who it was. They didn't tell me to say, you can say who I am, so I didn't. But I thank that person very much. Yeah, they'll take his folded laundry and they'll just unfold it with a maniacal, satanic laugh while they're doing it. They'll be unfolding his laundry and throwing it all over the place. That was it. Do not come. Kamala Harris. Do not come. Like anyone's going to listen to her. Do not come. Unbelievable. Apparently, she's considering running for 2028. Can you believe it? The Democrats are going to be able to put up Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, and wait, I think it's going to happen, Big Mike. You know, Barry's husband. Big Mike. Big Mike might throw his hat into the ring. Run for the Democratic nomination. Unbelievable. Big Mike as president. That would be 4 terms for Barry. 2 Barry terms. The Joe Biden term was term number 3. If Big Mike won, that would be 4 terms. Big Mike won 2 terms. That'd be 5 terms for Obama. For Barry. Unbelievable. Barry Soetoro. Yes, okay. Is this your advice, Morty, or the mystery PayPal? No, I just gave my Jack's advice. I'm not going to say who the PayPal donor was. That's private. Hello, Pasta. Thank you for the cat comments, Pasta. You left on my last. Yeah, as I mentioned, I can't get the cat. It's 1,000 miles away at a different city's animal shelter, but it's a beautiful looking cat. And if it were a local cat, I couldn't get him because I don't have any money for cat food, cat litter, and any potential vet office bills. L, I agree. It really does affect your mental health. I think Jax has got his plate full. and doing his nonstop, no guardrails hate blast every night, it's just not going to be good for him. And I say that with, honest concern for his well-being. And but it's up to him. There you have it. Right, Van Lux, 1800 blast my ass. What does that mean? You want your ass blasted? Is that what you're saying, Van Lux? Wow. I didn't know that about you. Well, okay. Yeah, Magpie. Yeah, it finished 5-4 PSG in Paris. Yes, Bayem is... I gotta... Bayern. Is that the city where they do the Wagnerian festival every year? Bayern? I can't see if that's E-R-N. Yeah, Bayern. Yeah. That's where they do the Wagner deal every year. Herman Ingram should go to that. I mean, that would be like a trip of a lifetime for him. If they still do that every year, but... Got it, right. Dirk Diggler! I was thinking about your problem, Morty. If you went to prison and you mentioned you would rather jump off the railing versus getting violated, would you be open to clicking up possibly smuggling stuff? You mean hooping it up my butt? As Wes Watson says, he hoops up his prison papers, and whatever he needs to keep hidden, he hoops it, which in prison slang, according to him, is stick it up your butt. Hide it in your butt. Hoop it. No, I'm not going to get involved with smuggling stuff in prison, because if I got caught, they're just going to add on more years to my sentence, and I don't want to be in prison. I don't want to be blasted day and night in the shower or in my prison cell. You know, that's just too gruesome to even think about. But, by the way, speaking of prison, I went back to that list that I scribbled down off the top of my head a few days ago about all the number of convicts, felons, drug dealers, psychopaths, paranoids. Psychopaths. No. Convicts, felons, drug dealers, murderers, or killers, I should say. Convicts, felons, arrestees, killers, criminal activities of all the different YouTubers. And right off the top of my head, I came up with 10. Either convicts, felons, felonies going anywhere from battery, assault and battery, breaking and entering, killing, murder, grand theft, dope, dealing drugs, all kinds of shit. You know, unbelievable. This is who populates this community. And that was just off the top of my head. That was just 10, bang, right away. There's probably more. I'm sure there are more. You know, unbelievable. JB's on an estrogen run. I don't think JB's in the chat. I haven't seen him in the chat. Wes Watson. If you don't know who he is, look up Wes, W-E-S, Wes Watson on YouTube. Unbelievable. Yeah. He talks about in prison. He says that he did 10 years in the California state prison system as a, pod boss guy in charge. Of course, his stories are all, disputed left and right by people who do prison channels on YouTube. And he's back in prison again, or back in jail now again for all kinds of evil shit. But he talked about hooping stuff up his ass. So prison people are very anal. They have an anal existence. Like living in Chicago. No, it's all anal, baby. Anal blasting. Unbelievable. Magpie. As an older guy, he'd likely get left alone. Yeah, somebody mentioned that to me. I think Jack said that to me. And he said, Morty, if you were in prison, you don't have to worry about the anal blasting and all that, face blasting stuff. They tend to leave the old guys alone, Which would be good, but you never know. There might be, one of those preverts there who's into the old guys. So. but I know if you, I can carry on a fight for a while before I pass out, from exhaustion. And I know how to do a Chicago throat punch as well as any other guy, or a throat kick. So I can carry my own weight for a while before I got gang blasted in the showers. But right. Yeah, but butt smuggling is a good income to have inside. Well, now you may be right. I mean, you could hoop all kinds of shit in your butt inside the big house. I mean, cigarettes, knives, shanks, documents, dope, a Chef Boyardee can of ravioli. I mean, you don't know what these guys can put up their butt, these prison guys, Probably a Chef Boyardee can of ravioli or Franco-American SpaghettiOs. Just shove it right up your butt. All right, hoop it, baby. Unbelievable. All right, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Coffee and chips, honey buns. You could hoop those honey buns. Honey buns and cigarettes are like the top two commodities to exchange in prison. They're as good as cash. Honey buns, cigarettes, instant ramen soups. Just hoop them up your butt. Unbelievable. Oh, God. Munich. What is... Oh, I say a German team. Okay, from soccer. Van Lux. Blast my ass for $1,800. So you'll take a Chicago ass blasting for $1,800? Really? I would... If I could get $1,800, I could pay off that dental bill and have enough for a McDonald's... Well, not McDonald's. A Chick-fil-A lunch. But I'm not going to let myself get ass blasted for $1,800. I'm sorry. There are some things I just will not do. Yeah, but Van Lux, you're open to an ass blasting for $1,800. I mean, in one way, I got to say, hats off to you, man, because that's a bold statement. But wow, there are people out there, especially in Chicago, who will take that. They'll give you the $1,800 to blast your ass. They'll do it. No question about that. Pasta. Honey buns would be tough. Wow, some of these prison guys, they've got anuses like the Holland Tunnel. You don't know what they've been hooping up there. Unbelievable. Yeah. They could put a 6-pack of Budweiser and hoop it up their butt. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Not only in Chicago, but Northern California, all kinds of places. Loose Tooth, we are in great company, right? What's wrong with psychopaths? Well, if you're a psychopath, nothing. Right. L, can you take a YouTube host to court for defamation of character? Serious question. Yes, you can, but if you want legal advice from a disbarred lawyer, I'm going to have to charge you $395 an hour, $395 an hour, my old rate. But thank you for the question, L. But the answer is yes. Having met certain conditions, the answer is definitely yes. Pasta. My God, Morty, I heard you laugh. I don't know what this laughing thing is. I laugh all the time. But, I'm supposed to be whinging and whining and depressed, so I never laugh. But I laugh all the time, But, whatever. Van Lux, if you don't want an ass... now, this is seriously good advice. If you don't want to get your ass blasted in prison, just shit in your pants every day. Now, you see, that is good advice. But I think if you're a convict in prison there, and you shit in your pants every day, it'll keep away the ass blasters. But I think you're going to stink up the prison area, the community area, that you're just going to get the shit beat out of you and bludgeoned to death, by somebody's dildo. One of the prisoners' dildos. They'll pull it out of their ass and bludgeon you to death with it because you're stinking the place up. So I understand the idea of what you're saying, but I don't know if it would work. And a can opener. Right. Yeah, hoop that. Hoop the can opener. Absolutely. Can opener is also a great prison weapon, Jesus. Okay, Magpie. Anyone seen the YouTube guy who makes prison treats? Bussin'. Prison treat? No, I've seen videos about making pizza in your prison cell, cooking soup, of course. But the prison pizza, prison booze. There's a word they use for this is a slang term they use for making hooch in your prison cell. You ferment some fruit and then you cook it over the grill or some shit like the pizza or whatever, or prison cell lasagna. There's recipes for that. Van Lux, no, I'll pay the $1,800 to get my ass blasted. Holy shit. You're the number one masochist of the day. Van Lux has an offer out to the cum community. He will pay $1,800 to one of the deviants out there to get his ass blasted. Holy shit. There are people out there in Chicago and elsewhere who will take you up on that. They'll pay $1,800 to blast your ass. Blast your ass, baby. Peeps would go uneasy. Right. Peeps. You mean those candies? Oh, yeah, you could hoop those. Magpie. L, only if they use your real name and it affects... Yeah, there's definitely ways that you could sue for defamation on YouTube, but certain conditions would have to be met. That is absolutely correct. No question about it. Loose Tooth, if you shit your pants every day, you'll attract the real sick ones. You make a very good point there, Loose Tooth. That won't be a barrier against getting ass blasted by one of the other convicts, because to some of those people it won't matter. It's like some men will never have sex intercourse if a woman's on her period. Some guys don't care, and same kind of thing, I guess. If you shit in your pants, some people, they're so fucking sick and demented in prison, and they're all spaced out on the prison hooch and the and getting their ass blasted every day anyway. That they would do it. They wouldn't be stopped. So, Magpie, no problem. I'm no expert, but that's the short for pasta. America puts more people in prison than any other country. Well, but what does that mean? There's 300 plus million Americans. You're going to compare that to some country like Denmark with 200 people, or 2 million people, 1 million people, or a country like Sweden, or England. I mean, these countries are very small populations compared to America, so you got to break that down better statistically. You just can't say there's more people in America in prison compared to other countries. Toilet wine, okay, right. So much. What does that say? So much underwear talk today and poop talk. Yeah, you're right, Mrs. Wilkinson. Well, this is the content people demand. I tried to talk about Australian animals, but people want to hear about poop and anal blasting. Anyway, the invite link is up. I don't know if Jax is watching, lurking there. That's fine if he is, or if he'll watch the replay, or someone will tell him what I said about, But you can consider it or not. It's certainly up to him. And I will watch his show if he does go through with doing his show, but I will be watching it. Certainly, some episodes I can't watch every night, that time of night, but he only got the computer about a few days ago, I think, or less than a week ago, so he can still refund it. I don't know where he bought it from, but if that store has a refund policy of 15 days or 30 days, just return it, get the refund, and it's not worth it. Believe me, it's not worth it. That's my 2 cents worth. All right, yeah, 22 people watching. Great. No super chats from the EDMMs out there today. That is the way it goes, right? That's life, baby. See if I got any more emails recently. Oh, my phone bill's due. I don't have the money to pay the Verizon phone bill. Shit. I'm fucked. Damn it. You're past due. Pay your balance now. Unbelievable. Absolutely zero money in the bank. Zero. Zero, baby. I think I have $4 in checking. Or it's -4, one or the other. It's 3:15. If I end the show now and shower up, shave, brush my teeth, and all that stuff, I could get to a gun store in an hour. 4:15. I could sell the Equalizer today and put the money in the bank. Or tomorrow I'd have way more time, much more time tomorrow to do it. But today or tomorrow I'm going to have to sell it. Still leaves me with the XD and the HK and AK and cases and cases and cases and cases of ammo stuff. But yeah, it's unbelievable. Hackett. America put Lux in jail for a week. Thank you, America. Only a week? Well, that was for the handbag theft, right? The alleged. Well, that's what everyone talks about who tells that story. It was either Florida or California. So the story goes. He stole some lady's handbag who was walking down the street. He ripped off her handbag and ran away, and the cops caught him. And now you're saying they put him in jail? That was either in Florida, maybe Miami, or California. But I don't know the details, so it's just alleged. But anything's believable. You know, if you've heard it on YouTube about crimes, criminals, felons, convicts, drug dealers, etc., etc., perhaps it's true. I just say perhaps. I don't know if it's true or not. Yeah. But people talk about it. People are talking. Hackett seems to have some info on this. California, I see. Okay. Yeah, wow, amazing. Hackett123, a new screen name. Wow. Amazing. Maybe Hackett's a real YouTuber, not an alias. I mean, you never know. Okay, here's a comment. Hackett, he told the story himself. He regrets telling it now. I actually heard him. Really? Okay, so you're saying he actually told that story, that he stole some lady's handbag, the police caught him, and he spent a week in jail in California. Is that why he left America right after that? Because the police basically told him, get out of fucktown? Unbelievable. Hey, Espresso Racer. Crappy, you're strolling through the outback and you get accosted by that cassowary. What firearm would you prefer to have in that situation? Well, this is a tough-ass bird. A shotgun would do the trick. A 10mm pistol would do the trick. A 45-70 government lever action would do the trick. I would guess a 45 would do the trick, but, you know, it would be very, very hard, if not impossible, to get a headshot because the head is small, you know. So you can't really, you know, line up your sights on that head while he's charging at you. But a 10mm, a 45-70 lever action, or a shotgun, yeah, there you go. Those would all do the trick. Pavel, channel member. Hackett has briefly appeared on Lux and Archie panels. IRC. What is IRC? What does that mean again? If I recall correctly, that's right. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. I'm not familiar with Hackett because I don't watch the Archie show or the Lux late night show. That Lux show comes on like at 3 in the morning, so I don't watch that. Espresso Racer. Are you sure it wasn't for shoplifting over $1,000 worth of chocolates? Well, I don't know. Anything's possible. Oh yeah, I forgot shoplifting criminals on these channels. Yeah, repeated shoplifting of thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of merchandise. Those people are in the have been or are in the have been and or are in the community as well. Repeat shoplifting of many thousands of dollars from retail stores. Absolutely. I know this for facts. Yeah, if I recall correctly, that's right. Espresso Racer. Steve Hackett was the lead guitarist in Genesis when they were good in the 70s. That's absolutely correct. I don't follow Genesis. I can't stand Phil Collins. I can't stand his singing voice, and I can't stand the way he looks. And he actually considered himself at one point an actor. He appeared as a guest star on Miami Vice in the worst episode maybe of the entire series. And he made a movie when he was on this I'm an actor thing, and it was called Buster, where he played a lovable rogue, a burglar, something like that. The movie made like 10 cents, just absolute bomb. Now, I recently saw a video. He's very ill, and he has difficulty walking. He walks with a cane, and he produced some albums of Eric Clapton in the 80s, and I think they were just miserable albums. He added his studio techno shit effects to the music, and just awful. But I guess they're pals. I think he became pals. I think he cozied up. So I think he sidled up to Eric Clapton for the PR and for his career self-interests. Musically, Eric Clapton has nothing to do with Phil Collins, musically, or even career-wise. But maybe they did become good friends, but yeah, just awful. My opinion. Pavel, you are correct, my dear. What did Pavel say that was correct? Scrolling back. Was it about hooping? Anal blasting? What was? I can't find it. But anyway, okay, let's continue. Let's get back on the chats here. Espresso, shoplifters, scammers, frauds. Yes, shoplifters, scammers, fraudsters, arch criminals. Breaking and entering, shoplifting, death threats. Oh, I just remembered another one. Yeah, death threats, federal crimes. Yes, drug dealing. All kinds of criminal activities. Unbelievable, yeah. That's 11. I just thought of another one. That's 11. Right. Amazing. Pasta. Morty, will you please finally watch the remake of True Grit with Jeff Bridges? I want your opinion. I think I saw that for free on Pluto TV or Tubi TV. I will definitely watch that next, okay? Because I would like to see it. I do like Jeff Bridges. I think he always does good work. So I will make that the next movie. Thanks for the reminder, Pasta. Gigadwa, what have I missed, Morty? Well, you missed a lot of talk about the Vegemite, anal blasting, and prison sex. I think that's all correct. Hackett gave them some truths they didn't like. Oh, you mean on the Archie Luck shows? Well, I didn't see those. By the way, I saw Steve Hackett in a video years ago, and he was endorsing Fernandez guitars. He plays a Fernandez brand Les Paul type guitar, and he explained why. And he could afford any guitar, I guess, and that's his guitar of choice. Fernandez, very unusual to not go to one of the major brands, Gibson, Fender, or I guess some other brands as well. But Fernandez, wow, interesting. They don't sell that brand here in the U.S. Maybe on some websites they might sell it, but you'll never see that at a Guitar Center or music store in the U.S. But he accused them of being a pair of scammers. Oh, well, there's no question about that. But, they're the death-threatening convicts. Yeah, go find a tree and hang yourself. Right, yeah. Go get a knife and slit your throat. Then again, you can't remember that. Don't forget that all-time classic. I will fucking kill you. I will rip your fucking throat out. That was a good one from years back. Right. Or, I will get a rope and, what was that? I'll break your legs and that's right. I will hire people to go and break your legs and I am deadly serious. Also, he said he would go up to Canada and hang him with a rope, choke him to death with a rope. And he was deadly serious. I don't know how people don't get immediately thrown off of YouTube for making death threats. Unbelievable. Deadly serious. Incredible. That's the same guy with the World Trade Center analogy to losing his channel. Unbelievable. But I'm the hater. I'm the hater. I'm the bad boy. Like George with that, with the orthopedic backseat in his dad's car. Unbelievable. Choke him to death, right? Unbelievable. Why would anybody give people on the YouTube, on Facebook, or any of these, on YouTube, send them tens of thousands of dollars for some stupid watch? Well, you don't understand. It's a hard-to-find watch, so I'm going to give my $20, $30, $50, $100,000 to somebody I don't know anything about. Don't know who he is. I don't know where he lives. He doesn't have a store. He doesn't have a brick-and-mortar store. He doesn't have a store website. He's just a guy on YouTube. I'm going to send him $50,000 to get a watch. You don't understand. It's a hard-to-find watch. Unbelievable. Just buy a Seiko SPB 525. Or, if you really, are so anal with the Rolex, get an Explorer 1 basic Rolex, and you're good to go. You can't get a 214, whatever it's called. You got to get the Yacht-Master in gold with the platinum and the pink strap. You got to put a pink or orange strap on your Rolex. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 21 viewers. Exactly, Gigadwa. It puts the lotion in the basket. What's the best watch for a serial killer? What do you think serial killers wear? Probably Invicta or TW Steel. Archie got in trouble a decade ago or longer. He was insulting the shit out of TW Steel. That's a cheap watch brand. And he said he showed a letter he got from the TW Steel company telling him to cease and desist or they were going to fuck him over illegally for, something like that. That was it was something like that, but yeah, unbelievable. TW Steel, exactly. That's a watch brand Archie used to talk about. I mean, it used to rip to pieces. I mean, yeah. Jimmy, I can't decide if I'm a viewer or a lurker. Well, now that you've posted a comment on the chat, you're no longer a lurker. Now you're a viewer. But you might have been a lurker prior to that comment. Yeah. Unbelievable. Oh. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, nice to see you, Jimmy. Thank you. TW Steel is it's got a big dial. I don't remember the size of the dial. It's just a very basic watch, but it's a very big diameter. Let me look it up real fast. TW Steel. Archie was insulting the shit out of that brand 10 or more years ago, and they contacted him and said, knock it off. TW Steel. And collections. And let me look it up real fast. What's the usual diameter of one of these watches? Yeah, the Canteen. That's what they call their watches. One of their watches, the Canteen. And what's the dimension on one of these? $239 is their price. And what's the specs on this? 45 mil, right? 45 mil diameter. The canteen, 2-year worldwide warranty, 3-hander. Certainly legible, easy to read, that's for sure. Nothing wrong with it at all, but Archie, of course, was giving it the alpinist Nomos hate treatment, and they didn't like that. ADNever. That's a watch company, right? Isn't it? Or am I thinking of something else? No, Alpina. That's what I was thinking of. What's ADNever? I don't know. Don't know. ADNever watches? That's an Australian watch brand. Look at this. ADINA, ADNever watches. And on there, they got the ADNever Automatic Amphibian GMT Dive Watch CT137. Founded in 1971. The founder, Bob, had a dream to create a watch capable of withstanding the rigors, that's with a U, R-I-G-O-U-R's, the rigors of the Australian lifestyle. Hooping those jars of Vegemite, baby. Right. Right here in Brisbane. Built in Brisbane. Holy shit. Producing watches in Brisbane since 1971. What kind of prices do these have? Well, I mean, here's one called the Oceaneer. And the Country Master. Let's look at the Country Master. The Country Masturbator. Let's look at that collection. Built in Brisbane. Holy shit. The Country Master. You know, actually, it looks fine. But why? 353. Okay. The Automatic Underground Country, $899, as low as $350. Here's the price: $353.64. I guess that converts from Australian pesos. But it doesn't look bad. But why buy this when you can buy a cheap Seiko? Oh, this is an RRP. What is RRP? Is that rupees? Or? So I don't know what it costs. Oh, $353, yeah. How about that? ADNever watches. Built in Brisbane. Holy shit. Amazing. Yeah, I'm aware of this, Jimmy. I am aware. Right. That was from Seinfeld. Mr. Penske. I am aware. Morty, you are sure if you're, well, not sure if you're aware. We can't. Yeah, I just looked at the thing quickly. Yeah, I'm using. I can't share screen to websites on the browser I'm using. That's the thing. I found an ADNever in an op shop for $5. It's really nice. Okay, L, what is an op shop? That's Aussie talk. I don't know what that means. Do you mean thrift store? A thrift store? Thrift shop? Secondhand shop? Is that what that means? TW traded the Suvla Seiko for an ADNever. Oh, really? Okay. T-Dubs traded I don't know what the Suvla Seiko is. All right. Sounds like a suitable spree. Yeah, spree killers. They're part of the community, right? In the past, right? Right. Incredible. Yeah. A thrift shop. Yeah. Okay. We don't know what op shop is. It's like I was talking to a Sirocco one time. As a matter of fact, Watch Nick was on the same show. It was my channel or it was Nick's channel, and we were talking to Sirocco, and he was talking about a sheep station or a ranch station or some term. And we didn't know what it was, being Americans, not knowing how to speak Australian. And both Nick and I said, well, what is that station? Whatever it was that he called it. And he tried to explain it. We didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Finally, a minute or two later, we got, oh, okay, a sheep farm, a sheep ranch, or something. I don't know what he called it, but yeah. Jimmy, back in the day, OP stood for the clothing brand Ocean Pacific. That must be an Aussie thing. Okay. Wow. I have a question for the Aussies? Do American tourists or, European tourists, when they go to Australia for a wonderful vacation, clearly they go to Sydney as the first best choice, but do tourists include Brisbane on an Australian vacation? Sydney is the city to go to. Melbourne, maybe, I don't know, but Brisbane? Is there anything in Brisbane for the American European tourist to see? Outside of Inala Plaza and the Vietnamese restaurant that Archie used to go to? I don't know anything about the city of Brisbane in that regard, so I can't imagine. I don't know what's in Brisbane, but Sydney is the deal, I guess. By the way, there's that movie from a long time ago, probably the 70s, called Walkabout, which starred that actress I really, really like, and I always forget her name. What the hell was her name? Really terrific actress and beautiful lady back then. I really liked her a lot. Or she's still around. What was her name? What the hell was her name? Shit. Walkabout. Jenny Agutter. Right, Jenny Agutter. Yeah. I've never seen that film. And I need to watch that because even when it came out in 1971, I remember it was very well received and got a lot of good reviews. And I'm sure I can find it on some Russian channel I can download for free and get all kinds of viruses. It's on Disney, Hulu, Cinemax, HBO, and Amazon Prime. I'm sure I can find it somewhere else. Yeah. I got to look for that movie. 1971. I'm sure all the Aussies in the audience have seen that film. And it's on YouTube. They got the Criterion version of Walkabout on YouTube for free. Wow. I'm gonna watch that and True Grit, the next two movies. Fantastic. All right. Yeah, Jenny Agutter is one of those English actresses who appears nude in many films. Just fantastic, She was in so many good movies. In fact, she was in that movie with Donald Sutherland, Michael Caine, and Robert Duvall. The Eagle Has Landed, which is pretty decent. I've watched it several times. Robert Duvall's performance is really good, but you really have to watch him because so much of what he does, the average moviegoer won't notice, but he's really excellent. But if you don't see what he's doing with his behavior, you won't see it. But if you watch him studiously, you will see how attentive to the detail of what he's doing is so good. But it goes by quickly, so I don't think most people catch those things. But it's a pretty decent film. Jenny Agutter, Donald Sutherland, who plays a Nazi bastard, an Irishman, but he's a Nazi collaborating bastard. Jenny Agutter, who's an English small-town farm girl, I guess. Robert Duvall, who's a Gestapo bastard. And Michael Caine, who's a highly decorated Nazi paratrooper, special forces, a brilliant officer. And Larry Hagman is in it, playing an American in England who his performance in that movie is absolutely awful. It's so awful and laughably awful. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what the director was thinking to allow Larry Hagman to be so fucking bad. Unbelievable. But if you've never seen that, check it out. The Eagle Has Landed, Michael Caine. Crappy, you back? Yeah, hey TBD. Yeah, we're hooping the Chef Boyardee ravioli cans right up the butt. Blasting away. Hooping metal can openers and cans of food and jars of Vegemite. We're hooping it, baby. Right up the butt, just like Wes Watson. Whew. Wow, incredible. Yeah, not only crappy back, but seeking super chat support. Super chats, Cash App, PayPal, baby. Yeah. Why do people send other channel members, $50, $100, $500, $20, $50 for just producing retard content? It's just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. But it's out of my hands. Absolutely out of my hands. What can I say? Did I lose? No, I'm still here. Yeah, I thought I might have pushed the wrong button, but I didn't. Amazing. Or as Watch Reporter says, unbelievable but true. And Nick mentioned on that last drunk stream he did a couple days ago, he never got paid the $450 by Watch Reporter, which unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable. No matter what you think about Watch Nicholas and his his psychological state, I mean, the guy deserved and needed to be paid. He did the 3 shows. The deal was $450 for 3 shows, and he did them, and he should have got paid at the end of the week. You know, email him an invoice and get paid. PayPal, 1, 2, 3. The guy didn't pay him. It's unbelievable, but true. Guy Gadwa. What am I on here? YouTube? Or I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Oh, we got a guest backstage. Okay, we'll bring him on in just a second. Thank you. Guy Gadwa, grifting in the watch community is coming to an end. You might be right, but I'm not a grifter. I'm just a truly needy pauper. Hey, we have a guest. Hello, Aussie Expat.
G'day, how you doing?
Oh, awful. How are you doing? No, I feel pretty good today. I'm all caffeined up. And let me lower that music. And there we go. Fantastic. A day with Aussie Expat is about as good as you're going to get. How's it going?
Yeah, doing well. Just came back from the Bitcoin conference. That's always fun.
Can you tell us about some of the good stuff that you came across?
It's mostly nerdy stuff, but what's always good to see is like the number of people that are they look like regular people. It's not just extreme right-wing people like myself.
Right. Would you equate the people who were attending the Bitcoin conference kind of like Star Trek convention, people who dress up in all kinds of costumes and characters?
No, just the opposite. Like it's really all walks of life, race, ethnicity, all different things. Whoa, oh no. Oh no. I'm just in my Minecraft world and I accidentally sent a villager to hell.
You didn't just lose another $1 million, did you?
No, this is much worse. I've got a villager here and he's at risk of being torched in lava.
In Minecraft? Oh my God.
Yes, in Minecraft, yeah.
Is there a way you can advise him of what to do, or is he on his own?
I think he's on his own. It's bad. It's bad. He should not have gone in here. This is not good for him at all. That's funny.
This is called Minecraft?
Yeah. I play Minecraft with my son, so...
Right. Well, that's good you play with your son, right? You don't,
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, we have a server, and a family server, actually, and we do things together, and stuff in there stays. It's persistent. Like, I mean, if he ever comes back 20 years later, he can still see what he made with his mum and dad.
Wow.
I think it could be quite interesting in the far future. Like,
your son is still a very young boy, but are you and your wife getting any indications of what kind of career aptitudes he might have, or do you think he might just become a YouTube bipolar loser? Or
I think he's got like the best of myself and my wife. So
wow.
He's definitely good at problem solving and games and math and stuff. But he's also definitely got an artistic side as well, which I don't really have. So that's really amazing. So
if you want to ensure his success in any field, get him on 3 or 4 cans of sardines a week, and his IQ will double. quadruple.
That's the guarantee.
I think so. Well, it'll go another 10 or 20 points. I think so.
Interesting.
Yeah. But it's got to be quality sardines. But anyway, so have you ever seen a cassowary in person?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you see? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's what most of the Aussies say, yeah. So, can you tell us any of the highlights of the Bitcoin conference?
I was only there for a few hours. Do you know Ryan Long, comedy?
No.
He does a lot of, like, relatively right-wing comedy, and so he was there. That was funny. Not much, but you also have to understand, like, the background of Bitcoin is that it doesn't change. Like, anyone tells you there's something happening in Bitcoin, they're invariably wrong. So Bitcoin doesn't really change. What changes is people's relationship with it. So, like, for example, accepting Bitcoin as payment for businesses and stuff.
Right.
And, like, it's a good goal. I mean, I just purchased a cinema ticket to go to the cinema this week. And I also use Bitcoin for that. AMC accepts Bitcoin. So
But
I've
why
always
would
used
you
Bitcoin.
buy a movie ticket with Bitcoin and not just a regular credit card payment?
It's safer and more secure. As in, I don't have to provide a real address or my name. And I don't literally have to provide the payment instrument itself
Right.
to a third party. Like, if you transmit your credit card details to a business, they literally have your credit card details, as in they can charge anything they want to it.
Correct.
And it's also possible for a third party to hack them, and then now they charge, you know, all sorts of things, right? But with Bitcoin, you pay it and you never transmit your actual payment instrument. So it's far more secure.
Yeah.
Now, to most customers, they don't give a shit. Okay,
They don't even know about what you just said.
Right, yeah, I understand. But most people don't care. They'll give their address and full name to anyone. They don't care about privacy.
Right.
They don't care that their payment instrument can be hacked. They say, oh, the bank will take care of it. Sometimes they don't.
You got to watch out for those Thailand hackers, if you know what I mean. Anybody, yeah.
But I've been on the business side of this, and the program that Amazon, you know, the organization that's charged with dealing with credit card fraud at Amazon, like, that side of the business is hundreds of millions of dollars a year, if not billions, to just dedicated to handling the bad outcomes for handling credit cards. With Bitcoin, there's no such thing as fraud, as in, like, you either you authorized it or you didn't. You know what I mean? Like, and if you didn't, it doesn't leave your wallet. It's as simple as that.
Does Amazon take Bitcoin? I never noticed it.
No, they never did. They never did. Secretly, or not so secretly, there's quite a few engineers that are quite high up at Amazon that are extremely anti-crypto. Extremely anti-crypto and anti-Bitcoin. So they have enough influence to not do. And maybe, who knows, there's some other backroom stuff as well. Like, for example, maybe the government tells them don't do Bitcoin because it would undermine everything. Because at the point at which Amazon accepted Bitcoin, you could say you could get anything at all with Bitcoin if they accepted Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like literally anything. Like, you can live off Amazon, and affordably as well. Like, it's possible.
Right.
Like, you get your groceries from them, Whole Foods, or delivered. You can get computers.
You can get anything.
Clothes. You can get anything.
Condoms, celery, food, sardines, anything. Yeah. Do car dealers take Bitcoin, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a high-end car dealership here in Las Vegas called Las Vegas Auto Gallery, and they absolutely take Bitcoin. So
you could make that purchase from at home on a Bitcoin and then go pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's more paperwork they have to do. They're a legitimate business, but from a payment perspective, you could realistically pay for a car and be settled in full immediately without rolling around in cash and then involve notices to the government about withdrawing 10,000 cash and blah, blah, blah. And you can literally transmit value to someone anonymously and instantly, and cleared, permanent, no scam possible, on terms of the payment side of things, and get what you need done. Like you could go anywhere in the world or pay anyone anywhere in the world. No one could stop you, and you don't even have to reveal your identity at any point.
Hey, it's interesting that you just mentioned that, because Cash App, you can support Morty's Diner on Cash App with Bitcoin.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, Cash App, you can send Bitcoin.
And you can stay anonymous. You know, that's a key one too, which has been...
Cash App is 100% anonymous if you just use a regular payment method or Bitcoin. Just wanted to let that know to anybody watching the show.
I mean, if you use a regular payment method, someone's going to know.
Yeah, somebody, yeah.
Yeah. But if you want to be able to support someone and have no way of anyone ever finding out, you can use crypto.
So what you're saying, which is correct, if, for example, an EDMM out there watching the show in Florida wanted to Cash App $20,000, there would be 100% anonymity. I would never know who sent it.
Right. Yeah.
Especially because they can make up whatever screen name they want, you know, like...
I mean, you don't even need Cash App. You can just open up any Bitcoin wallet and just send them the receiving address. They could drop money into your wallet at any time.
Would that include Coinbase wallet?
Coinbase wallet is very good.
Okay,
I think
have that.
Yeah. Now it's Coinbase wallet, not Coinbase app.
Well, I have both.
I think you ultimately you end up with both.
Yeah.
Typically.
Because I used Coinbase regular app on my on the PC to sell that $140 of Ethereum.
Right. Yeah. No, that's how you would execute a swap. But yeah, the app now is called Base.
Base. That's right.
Yeah. They don't call it Coinbase wallet. They just call it Base. I prefer at the moment Mun, MUUN, because it's simpler. There's no like handles and IDs and stuff, and it's Bitcoin only. So none of this other crypto.
Yeah. No shit coins and stuff.
Yeah, no shit coins, and it just complicates everything.
Coins and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Were you ever interested when that broke about the Haktua coin, about maybe buying some on the first day of issue?
Not even remotely.
Right.
That's
smart.
Just crazy degenerate stuff. I mean,
because that the tow truck driving racist Uzi, he bought $30,000 of Haktua and he lost it all.
Wow.
If I have that story correct, I don't remember the details from a year or 2 or 3 ago, but yeah, he just got face blasted to the max on the Haktua deal. But
wow.
But he's got a lot of money, so it's okay for him. He can survive that. Here's a question, Aussie, from Gigadwa. When is Aussie investing in a doomsday bunker? Great question. Doomsday
bunker. See, I used to think that the only way that Bitcoin gets valuable is that we collapse everything, and it does involve lots of guns and defense and survival for Bitcoin to succeed.
Yeah.
But I think the narrative over the last couple of years, maybe 3-4 years, has actually been, well, the US government's debasing the currency really, really fast, which would normally mean asset prices just, go to the gutter.
Mm-hmm.
But crypto, and especially Bitcoin, can actually absorb a lot of this new money that can be, it has to go somewhere, right? And if you try flood the equities markets, then none of the fundamentals make any sense. It's like this company makes $1 million of profit, but it's now worth $50 billion. It doesn't make any sense. But Bitcoin, there's no fundamentals. Like you can just pour all the money into that. And eventually that is what will happen. Like they will continue printing money at greater than $3 trillion per year, and that'll keep escalating at about an extra $300 billion every year, or maybe $500 billion every year. And so they'll keep printing 3.3 this year, 3.7 next year, 4.1 next year, something like that.
Do you think if you for anyone interested in some investment, do you think buying $20,000 in gold you can store at home, physical bars of gold, or $25,000 in Bitcoin today, which would be a better recommendation, do you think?
I try to stay away from predictions, but I think Bitcoin's in a good position right now because it's so far away from its all-time high.
Right.
Like there's not much friction for it to go back up to 125, and you've almost, doubled your money if it does do that. So there's a lot of potential benefit, but even if it just grows slowly, it'll probably grow slowly and better than gold.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't discount gold.
Right.
During the stagflation era of the 70s, gold was basically the only thing to be made good and was a good investment. So I'd say both are good. So you really shouldn't cripple yourself. I mean, the main thing is, guys, you would do invest, do something. Don't just sit there and have nothing.
Many of the viewers on these channels are thrift shop shoppers.
Sure.
Salvation Army, thrift shop, Goodwill, etc.
Yeah, I'll do
Are you
Goodwill
a thrift shop kind of guy? Shopper?
In the early 2020s, like 2020, 21, 22, 23, I think we did a fair bit. I would always get some crazy mugs if I couldn't find anything of use.
Mugs,
or
right.
books.
Uh-huh.
But not since like 2024 I've stopped going, because I'm just found that everything is just so tapped out, as in anything that's even reasonably priced has been bought by other people long before I've gotten there. So there's only just garbage. Like I'll spend half an hour and nothing is even remotely close to interesting or good or a find. So yeah, I've stopped wasting my time in Goodwill. And I don't think the idea is wrong. It's just, it's really tapped out. Like you're getting ripped off if you buy anything after walking in there, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much unloved treasures in there, basically. It's like there's professional thrifters who are buying that stuff and reselling it and stuff,
People like ADNever calling, probably, who buys and sells used stuff. Yeah. I just had a question and I just went blank, but it was a good question. What the hell was it? Oh yeah, years ago I did a show about tips for success. It was a very, very funny show. And Jamie Opulence popped on the, like I'm someone to give tips for success, success in life. But Jamie Opulence was on, and I asked him, would he share any of his personal tips for success, of how to accumulate money for a happy life? And he said he does things like, when he uses shampoo, if the instruction label says use 1 capful, he'll use half a cap. And for toothpaste, instead of putting toothpaste so it covers the full length of the brush, he'll put on toothpaste that covers half the brush, and so on. Do you think those are effective tips for wealth accumulation over a lifetime? Or was he joking?
I like the idea. It's not a bad idea.
Right.
But that alone isn't going to make the difference.
Right. I think he was kind of joking, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not to scoff at. Like, I only have 2 rules in my house, and that is safety first,
Right.
and number 2, don't destroy things or waste things. And for sure, it is plausible to waste things by not paying attention to, is this the right thing? Should I be using this instead of that? I think it's important.
One way that I can relate to wasting things is I'll buy, and this is usually with food like produce or fruit. I'll buy, whatever vegetable or fruit, and I don't get to it fast enough, and it just goes bad, and I throw it out.
Yeah,
at that point, it's just not edible.
Fresh fruit and veg is the hardest to manage,
Yeah.
for sure. It's I don't know what to say, because it's obviously very important to get a little bit of fruit and vegetables, but you got to really, at the end of the day, like when it comes to groceries, pay attention to what goes into your bin.
Exactly.
Into your trash bin. I mean,
Now, if you live in a
ultimately,
place
that's the ultimate test of waste and efficiency, is like how much is actually going into the trash. Whether it's fully cooked and goes into the trash,
Right.
or it spoils, like both are massive losses of money.
I bought a bag of red onions at Costco. It's like a 3-pound or a 5-pound bag. You get like 12 or 15 red onions.
Yeah.
And I saw a video. It said, don't refrigerate onions. Leave them because they might go whatever. So I left them on the counter, and now I have to throw them out because there's still half the bag left. And I should just cook them all up and put them in the freezer, and then use them that way when I want some.
Interesting. That's a good tip. That's actually a good tip because I mean we're often losing onions ourselves. Honestly, yeah. It's,
Onions, right? So if I bought, let's say, the 5 pound or 3, and the onions are good quality. Okay, cut them up and microwave them, or just cut them up and put them in a freezable glass Tupperware thing, and put them in the freezer. And then when I want one, take it out and cook it up, and it's ready. And they'll say usable for months. That
How
way.
do you prepare them that makes them versatile?
Well, what I do for onions, because I don't spend time cooking, is I'll just take off the peel or whatever, the skin, whatever it is, and I just slice it in pieces, maybe in half or quarters, or slices, and I'll just microwave it for like 3 or 4 minutes, and it's ready to go, or 2 or 3 minutes.
So you don't dice it. You just have rough rings.
No, I don't usually dice it. I just make slices or chop. I mean, big pieces, and add it to tofu.
Yeah.
Or, whatever I'm adding it to, and that's how I go with onions. Yeah. Or if I'm having a sardine sandwich, I'll just use a slice of red onion.
No,
Which is a perfect
it's a
match.
good tip. I do think a lot of people, especially, no, honestly, at all levels, I've seen multimillionaires like doing it wrong, quote unquote. A lot of people really don't pay attention to their groceries. Now, it kind of flies in the face of my ideas in general. But in general, the way I budget for groceries is I say there's no budget for the groceries. You buy whatever you want, whatever you need, because any amount of groceries in the fridge or the cupboard or your fruit bowl, that's just more opportunities that'll keep you away from fast food in the restaurants, which is just much, much more
Correct.
expensive. So
Right.
even if there is waste, try address it, but also remember that, okay, but if you didn't have like bananas like for the whole week, that you might have resorted to some other bullshit, you know what I mean? So 1 or 2 bananas out of 2 bunches an entire week, that's probably acceptable, but make that choice, But
Right.
I've seen a lot of people go really overboard on quote unquote the quality of food. And I don't mean like you should eat slop.
Right.
I just mean like a prime rib from Costco versus, paying, $70 a pound for prime rib from Whole Foods. I just don't see the necessity. And I've certainly seen people with much larger spending than me who are richer than me, but their bills are just hard to explain. Like just on the food. Like I don't eat anything less than exactly what I want, but it doesn't have to end up being, $3,000-$4,000 a month. And I've seen
Right.
such bills
Right.
for stuff like that.
Yeah. Hey, Elle in the chat here, who's an Australian, she says wrapping fruit in foil gives them extra life. I'm not aware. I never knew that.
That's cool.
So wrapping an apple, for example, in foil gives them extra life. That's because they're not getting oxidized by the air, perhaps, or whatever it's called.
That's cool.
Interesting. Okay.
I think
All right.
convenience is important too. So like, to some extent, as long as you're not losing like entire batches of stuff,
Right. Well, broccoli, I like to buy Costco organic frozen broccoli. The one bag, inside the bag, you get 4 1-pound
Those are very convenient.
plastic bags. And it's very good broccoli. And those you just put in the microwave for 6 minutes and it's done. And it's very good. So I like frozen broccoli and frozen vegetables. But when I do buy fresh fruit and vegetables, usually, or too often, or more often than not, they go bad. Part of it goes bad and I have to throw it out. So that is wasteful. I need to be more protective of my produce purchases. Yeah. Hey, speaking of Vegemite, when you open a jar of Vegemite, how long will it last until it goes bad?
Forever. Basically.
Really?
Yeah, there's no
expiration date at all.
there's no any
It's like a Twinkie. It'll last forever.
Yeah, it's forever. It's sort of like saying like how long does engine grease need to be, you got a can of engine grease in your Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I'm getting killed in Minecraft. It's not good.
Another Minecraft emergency.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm getting fireballs.
Well, you're
lobbed at me.
multitasking. Some people can't multitask. You're doing a good job.
It's pretty mindless work. Like I'm building a bridge in Minecraft, and then this thing, I don't know, it doesn't like me building this bridge or something, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Wow. The Sydney Opera House. Why is it called the Sydney Opera House? Is it a place for opera? Is that why it's called that? Or do they just do
yeah,
all
yeah,
kinds of
it's
concerts,
designed for
or
that. Yeah,
what?
absolutely. It's an opera house.
But do they also do other concerts like pop groups or theater stuff?
Yeah, I think so. Like I've seen comedy actually. I
really?
think it's actually not that great of an opera house, is what I think the verdict is.
Uh-huh.
I'm not even sure. Yeah, I don't think it. I think it's not actually that great of an opera house.
Right.
Simply,
Acoustically.
not like
yeah. Carnegie Hall or something.
the LA Symphony. They have
Right. Disney
what's it?
Hall or something.
Yeah, that place is amazing.
I
Utterly
know where that
amazing.
is. I never went inside. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife says it completely shits all over the Las Vegas one. So yeah, like she's very, very jealous of that, of people who get to go to that hall on the regular, and their program is a lot more complete.
Mm-hmm. Where was the Bitcoin conference? In one of the major hotels?
Oh, the Venetian, yeah, very
Oh, the
classy.
Venetian, right? You said that, yeah.
Yeah, and they got, Eric Trump there was probably one of the highlights.
Oh, really? Right. So he
Yeah.
was speaking at the.
Yeah, he's a CEO of American Bitcoin, and yeah, they're legit. They're very legit.
Is he the one that goes African hunting, or is that both the brothers
I don't know.
go safari hunting in Africa, shooting elephants and stuff?
Seems plausible that both of them would.
I think both.
Although
of them.
I think it is Eric. I think it is
Yeah.
Eric. Like I've seen him with guns. I don't recall seeing what's his name with a gun.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Trump
Elle says
Jr.
a lot of ballet at the Opera House.
Oh,
Has your wife ever dragged you out to a ballet like the Nutcracker at Christmas time, and under intense pressure you agree to go?
No, she did want to take me to the Nutcracker or something similar, but the reality is like we have to get a babysitter for such things, and at the moment we don't have the au pair anymore, so yeah, just wasn't something that we felt like we both had to do.
I went to a ballet 2 times. One time in Los Angeles. It was at the Kodak Theater, I think it was at in Hollywood. And I went with a Korean. I mean, she wasn't, but she looked like a Korean supermodel. She was absolutely unbelievably beautiful. And one of my friends who does one of those he plays one of those characters like Spider-Man in front of the Chinese theater for tips.
Yeah.
And people take photographs with him for a tip. And he was a close friend of mine at the time, and I went there with my Korean friend, and he saw us together, so I said, "Hey, how's it going?" And he saw my girlfriend. He couldn't believe it. He just was stunned. And he called me up later that night, and he goes, "Who was that woman you were with?" I said, "Oh, that's who I'm dating." He goes, "Holy fucking fuck shit."
Nice.
It's unbelievable, and yeah, incredible. But I went under the threat of I don't want to see the Nutcracker ballet, but I have to go with her because it's got to be done, It's like when the Phantom of the Opera was a big Broadway play or went on the road. Guys, that's for women only, but guys would go just because they couldn't say no to their girlfriend or wife. They just had to go to please them. But
Sure.
no heterosexual male would dare go to Phantom of the Opera of their own
I did
choice.
get my wife Phantom what was it? The Royal Albert Hall Blu-ray.
There you go. Wow. Can you yourself sit through that entire Blu-ray performance?
Yeah, the sound is impressive, is what I'll say. Is the sound is very, very good. So
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like that thing that used to be popular, river dance, with that Irish clogging dancing.
right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Phantom.
I mean,
was,
a guy
like,
cannot sit
so
through that.
popular. Andrew Lloyd Webber was like literally on top of the world for a very long time.
Right. Have you ever been to Royal Albert Hall?
No, not in my time in England.
Really?
But, I really love seeing I think they call it the Poms or something like that, where they have a lot of these bombastic, very nationalistic songs that they play, and everyone sings along. That looks like a lot of fun, but I have not myself.
From your time living in England, what is one or two of the most favorite places you remember going to?
Greenwich, for sure. Greenwich, all of that.
And that's because why?
Well, it's just all the history that is, preserved there, and the observatory and GMT and timekeeping and the academy. So Greenwich is always very special. Tower of London is amazing.
Oh yeah,
again,
phenomenal.
Also for all the history and it's absolutely amazing. There's a lot of other places, but I wouldn't say that they're
Tower of London,
special to me,
unbelievable.
special to me than anyone else. But I Tower of London's a big tourist thing, but it's very, very amazing.
Yeah, I'm always open here to receiving $3,000 for a trip to England if any supporters want to help me out with that. Everybody else gets trips to Thailand, England, around the world, all these deadbeats on other YouTube channels. And I don't even get bus fare to go to Spokane, but yeah, whatever. Hey, crybaby saggy skin. Hey, man. The last time I saw Aussie Expat here on the show, there was some talk about SOF units and specifically the Red Wings up.
Oh, cool.
I recently read an article that reveals more about what actually happened. I don't know anything about SOF units.
Special
what does
Forces.
That mean? Oh, Special Forces. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember. And Red Wings. I don't remember.
So he's seen more about Operation Red Wings.
That's what he's saying.
Okay, I'm curious because the only thing that's really come out in the last year is a lot of people, including Luttrell, saying, it was basically a complete propaganda campaign.
Yeah, he says Aussie would be interested to look up Ed Darack, and Politico, Ed Darack.
Okay, I'll take a look. Absolutely.
Thank you, Crybaby Saggy Skin, for that info.
It's really sad, but it's also to be expected. This whole propagandizing of meritorious. You know what I mean? Valor and everything.
Incredible.
For the same reason individuals want to promote valor when maybe it's not true. The government also has their own reasons to do it as well. Unfortunately, it's very sad, ultimately.
That was a movie, right, about Marcus Luttrell?
Lone Survivor.
I have to watch that movie. I got to add that to the list.
Well, I mean, I don't know if there's any
But
point.
for whatever it's worth, I would like to watch it. Yeah.
It's a very good movie. I liked it a lot. But I mean, I don't know how much I can stomach it knowing that it's fake.
Right. But I mean, knowing that in mind, I would still want to watch the movie.
Okay. Because without that in mind, I think it was one of the greatest stories, like a real sort of showing of American character.
Incredible.
But with it being fake, it's just...
I remember seeing him on Bill O'Reilly, like a decade ago, when I used to watch O'Reilly on Fox. I think it was on that show. I'm pretty sure it was. And he told a story about some Texas ass. He lives somewhere in South Texas, if I recall. And some local deranged idiots came on his property and shot his dog, killed his dog.
Whoa, okay.
And just because he was famous and, whatever. So he happened to see that at the moment when the pickup truck with, 3 or 4 Texas morons shot his dog and drove away. He was able to immediately, he said, I grabbed my Beretta 92 and got in my pickup truck and chased him at like 100 miles an hour, and I got him. I caught him. And I don't remember the rest of the story, but he mentioned he grabbed his 92 and ran to his truck and was able to get him. And he got the police on the phone while he was.
Are you sure that's not American Sniper?
No, this was Marcus Luttrell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he told that story.
Because he's been quite quiet in general.
This was 10 or more years ago. I remember him telling that story.
Interesting. Okay.
But it's not like he said, yeah, Bill O'Reilly, Bill. So I saw these guys shoot my dog, so I grabbed my Smith & Wesson Equalizer, ran in my pickup truck and chased him at 120 miles an hour, and I got him. The police got him,
Yeah.
something like that. But,
No, I mean, Luttrell's a good guy. Like, I don't think there's any reason to believe to throw any shade at him. Like, all of the lies were not created net new by
yeah,
him.
right. Well, you said they basically told him, they approached him and said, here's your book.
Yeah.
It's written for you, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So, well, it's not him that, is at fault for what happened at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, what kind of sucks though is like some of the refutation of the story involves also saying that Luttrell wasn't good either.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that like he abandoned his teammates and
Wow.
he was found with all of his ammo mags fully loaded, so no last ditch effort to save people and stuff like that. But I don't extend a lot of courtesy to military for no reason, but I also don't blame someone who did what they did to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not talking about kill your teammates and leave or something like that, but he clearly wasn't in a position to save anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, evidently, a whole squad of very elite soldiers were killed. One elite soldier who didn't fire a round probably doesn't change anything. You know what I mean? So,
Did you see? You must have seen that movie about the army medic in World War II who saved all those.
that was
wounded
amazing.
soldiers.
Yeah, it was amazing.
What was that? Hacksaw Ridge or something?
Hacksaw Ridge, yeah.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood directing, I
Right,
think?
right. Amazing story.
Yeah.
Is it possible? Do you think it's possible that even much of that was made up or is real?
I'm a bit weary. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of unbelievable, but I think that's real.
Yeah.
The issue is that, like, it sort of goes beyond to the point where it's so crazy that, like, who would make that up? You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
at
it's
some
just
point,
so crazy.
Yeah, it was an incredible story.
Yeah.
In that movie, and very, very well done. But at some point, even when stories just turn into myth or they're just made up, like, for example, George Washington chopping down the cherry tree and he admitted he did it. It doesn't even matter anymore if that was true or not. The story is such a good lesson for little children in elementary school to hear. It's now they don't tell that because they don't teach about George Washington. They teach about something else about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's it's tricky. I think just the whole the potential for propaganda is obviously high. It's what can we say?
Right. Do you check Bitcoin prices every day?
Unfortunately.
Right. Do you
But
do
I
that
mean, I check effectively everything that I own every day.
every day?
And
right.
and then you know what I do with that information?
You hoop it up your butt?
Yeah, I just have emotions and that's it. There's nothing stoic about it. It's just like, I'll take that information. I can't do anything about it, but
Right.
I will just lump whatever's happened or enjoy whatever. Like this month was a very good month, so whatever.
Right.
I
Very
might
good.
go to the bank. I'll wear my gold Daytona. I was like,
Yeah, so you're in the position of, depending upon what you're doing for that day, you'll choose the watch for that day plan.
yeah,
Shooting range, fake fishing trip, lunch at a restaurant, shopping at the mall, or whatever. You'll choose the watch depending.
yes, yeah, basically.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't change very often.
Right.
I generally have to go to the bank to do that. So It's not something that I do, constantly.
Right.
I know some people do. Like that's why they. I guess to some collectors, that's why, like, when I say I keep track of everything I wear, it's not that hard for me because I only change the watch like maybe once a week or something.
You only change your underwear once a week, like me, right? Right. How soon, when you wake up in the morning, when do you check your financial things on the computer? Before coffee, after coffee, immediately, or later in the afternoon, or
Market open before I've had anything.
so as soon as you wake up,
Yeah.
basically. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, now, Crybaby Saggy Skin says the Navy government didn't make up and write the lone survivor story. Luttrell did.
Oh,
Says here, that's another lie by Luttrell. He told the story to his co-author who wrote it. So Saggy Skin saying he wrote the story. He told it to his author, his co-author, and he wrote the story. Crybaby saying.
Okay, let me go back and find his comment. This Politico. Okay.
Yeah, it's
that is an amazing.
This guy Ed Dirac. He's saying Dirac. Yeah.
That would be an amazing turn in the story. Okay, yeah. Okay, there was a new article in March. Wow. Okay, the real story. Okay, I'll definitely be.
I'll look that up
this
too.
Is
yeah.
That's a big development. I mean, I struggle to. Didn't he receive commendations for this?
Well, I don't remember the details of Marcus Luttrell. I looked at that a decade ago when the story, or longer when that story first came out. But
he got a Navy Cross.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Well, one thing about Marcus Luttrell is he's never been on Don Shipley's fake Navy SEALs channel. As a fake Navy SEAL. So.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Don Shipley, I only just realized that it, I didn't really click onto it because I know DJ Shipley, who's over at this channel called Goobers or GBRS.
Uh-huh.
And they make these wacky mounts for guns and stuff. And they're a little retarded. They're a little retarded. But I didn't realize that his dad, Don Shipley, was like basically the OG Navy SEALs dude, basically.
Oh, Don Shipley's channel is one of the best YouTube channels out there that I've come across. It's he not only is it extraordinary shit to watch about these deranged people out there, but he does a real great service to the country by exposing these sick, twisted people.
What does he do?
Well, there are unbelievable thousands and thousands of people out there who either were never in the Navy or military at all, or they
so
were,
he does a lot of this.
His show is exposing fake Navy SEALs.
Cool.
And he himself had 24 years in the Navy as a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
Retired with tremendous honors and accomplishments, and nobody knows more about exposing fake Navy SEALs than him. And every show is exposing 1, 2, or 3. And not only does he do a full background on them with their Facebook photos and YouTube and posts and internet posts and fake resumes and fake stories, then he gets them on the phone and he confronts them and just anybody.
It.
Check out.
I've always watched
Fantastic.
Stolen Valor. I mean, it's another type of scam, right? But it's a very pathetic scam.
Well, what he does is, it's not just people putting on a fake costume for July 4th, for a backyard barbecue. These people who have totally fraudulently created their fake resumes and medals and uniform. They apply for government benefits with the VA.
Yes.
They put on their uniforms to get 10% discounts on holidays or any restaurant where they get veterans benefits. They'll go there to Home Depot and, fill up their shopping cart on Veterans Day for the 30% discount and wear their uniform. And some of these guys fake their background to get girlfriends. Don Shipley said the two reasons these guys do it is to get women or to get employment, to get a job somewhere.
Does it really help employment?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they send in a resume and they just make up an entire Navy background, Green Beret, Navy Cross, three purple, I'm sorry, what's...
But I mean, without any actual, is the right word, vocational training? I mean, really, what is that?
No. And they might have had 2 years in the Navy as a boiler repairman on a ship,
Yeah.
Some of them never even were in the Navy. They just make up an entire background,
Yeah.
And they do that. They get these benefits and seek out these programs, denying benefit funds that would be available for real veterans who could use these benefits.
Yeah.
They use these free programs up at the expense of denying the availability of these programs for true veterans who can take advantage of them. Just unbelievable people. Yeah. There was one woman he profiled who was a fake Marine, and she came up with a story that's just unbelievable. And she became president of her local VFW, American Legion chapter, and everybody believed her. She had the uniform, the Iraq story, battle stories, and then she there was a photograph of her saluting at a Veterans Day event, and her salute was so unmilitary. Even the most basic boot would know not to salute like that.
Right.
So she exposed herself by,
just the way she salutes. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was enough to say this woman's never been in boot camp of any sort. And I think she went to prison for stealing benefits from the government and fooling everybody. And
what I find crazy is like a lot of these people are quite mature.
Yes.
As in, they're not necessarily I can understand like the 19-year-old doing it. I'm not condoning it, but I can understand at that age you don't have many options to earn respect and accomplishment.
Right.
So putting a uniform on gets you something that you have very little avenues of achieving by that age.
Right.
But then to see like middle-aged people doing this, it's
unbelievable. Yeah, he's got people on there who are 40, 50, 60, 70, and they talk about these careers of being a Vietnam SEAL and being on the SEAL Team 6 and underwater demolitions all over the Middle East, and they're all fake. They were never even in the Navy, and they got all these, they're deranged.
Yeah.
And I can't recommend his channel enough. Don Shipley, Shipley. Just incredible stuff. And then some of the people, even when he proves with documents that they're phony, they will not admit that they're just flat out liars, worse than liars. And they just say, no, you're wrong. You don't have the facts. Keep digging. And he goes, I got the facts. You're a fraud. He goes, no, keep digging. You're nowhere. You don't got it. Incredible.
Yeah. What's very frustrating is that the government doesn't really help. Is what I see quite often.
Yeah.
Like they don't often help with exposing such people, and hence it ends up being the case where like private citizens are, it's kind of crazy.
Crybaby, the worst lying about a SEAL is in regards to the Medal of Honor awarded to Britt Slabinski. They tried to screw over Air Force Tier 1 operator John Chapman in the process. I'm not familiar with that.
I've seen all of this. Like that's a big one. Like full stop. It's like it's a big one.
Shipley does this a lot because these guys, they tell their wives and family that they were really Navy SEALs. They buy their medals and ribbons on eBay or some military Army Navy surplus store, and they frame them on their wall with the fake certificates of SEAL training and Medal of Honor and Navy Cross, and it's all fake, and the family believes it. And then they go to the guy's house and go, "Your husband's a fraud. It's all fake. He's a liar." And
That's unreal.
and then sometimes the family just won't believe, and sometimes I don't know what goes on when they leave the guy's house. What happens with the wife and family? It's incredible.
Well, I don't think family members will ultimately give a shit. I mean,
Well,
it's such a I don't think they'll be like, "Oh, pat on the back." or anything
Well, I
like
mean,
that,
it's not
but-
like saying you were a 10-year Cub Scout pack leader and you lied about that. These are people who are saying they were combat SEALs and, purple, I'm sorry, was it purple ribbon? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Well,
Purple
I
Heart.
think the
Yeah, and all this
family
stuff.
usually has some hint that is not real as well.
Then again, maybe the wives in many cases don't say anything because they've been cheating on the husband anyway, so they're equally liable for, being liars. So who knows?
I mean, I could imagine someone having a doubt of someone that did go, but typically it's not the stolen valor type person that the doubt comes from, because there's plenty of people who go to war and then they never want to talk about it
That's right. Yeah.
ever again.
That
And
is
then you'd be
true.
like, did they go to war? I can't even picture them going to war. You know what I mean? I was like, no, they went to Vietnam.
Yeah.
It's that,
Well, some
it's
of
that
these
simple. They
guys
just
who
don't
he
talk about
exposes
it.
are the biggest doofuses you've ever seen, and
Yes.
it's
Well,
just
they're always
unbelievable.
out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
They're always out there trying to get that attention and respect that, the whole reason for doing the stolen valor stuff.
Right. Crybaby. SEAL is a brand. Stolen valor civilians lie about being one for cred.
Yeah.
NSW lie to protect the brand. And the SEAL program drives a lot of recruiting into the Navy.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, 100%.
Or Navy
It's kind of
Special Warfare.
weird that SEALs sort of became the poster child of like the elite infantrymen.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there's so much history and other branches and possibility and so forth, but it's funny how the SEALs just garnered so much attention. It's hard. I don't really know where it stems from. Like the earliest account of Navy SEALs in Hollywood that I can find is literally the movie Navy SEALs, I think.
Is that the one with Charlie Sheen?
Yeah.
Oh, what an awful, stupid movie. Jesus.
And then another reference would be in the 90s with The Rock, with Michael Bay movie. There was a SEAL
don't know
team
if I
there,
saw
but
that.
but that SEAL team gets wiped out like immediately.
yeah.
They get ambushed and slaughtered, but they're still portrayed as super elite. Which
Chuck
in reality
Norris-
they are. I mean,
Chuck
and then
Norris was in the Delta Force or Dental Force, one of the.
yeah, but
So
but
that
Delta
must have been
Force
more-
is
that's
is
more-
like that's what
so-
I'm saying. It's weird that Delta is not like the the leader in terms of mind share, because Delta, it. I don't know. It seems like there's more content out there, and always has been for Navy SEALs. So I remember doing
right.
a little poster presentation on Navy SEALs when I was in high school, and it's just a fun thing to present or something,
Yeah.
And I did a lot of research, and there's a lot of stuff on Navy SEALs, and it talked about like their presence or precursors in Vietnam and stuff, and how they're the OGs of special forces units, and it's like that's not really true, but
Yeah, well, there's other special forces type units, Delta Force and Air Force,
and precursors like the OSS, the SAS, but they're not.
Yeah, Navy SEALs has the image, which is most.
Yeah, they've got
Talking about.
100% of the image is the truth.
Yeah.
Like no one even comes close, it seems, to.
Yeah. McLobster. AC3 claims he's a gravy seal. Do you believe? Yeah, I believe that. He's not a fake gravy seal. No way.
I do like the Gravy Seal moniker.
Right. McLobster. It's because SEALs are more assault team, where Delta does more solitary intellectual work.
Okay.
Rangers, Special Forces, and CAG. What is CAG? Aren't nearly as well known by the general public.
CAG's Delta.
Delta. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not nearly as well known. For what reason? I don't know.
Oh, maybe they don't do the publicity as much as the SEALs and the Navy does promoting the SEAL branch. So
Yeah.
they just keep it a little quieter, maybe.
Well, I mean, part of the allure of like SEAL Team 6 and Navy SEALs is that it is a secret branch that the government doesn't really acknowledge exists, and that kind of ninjutsu, bullshito stuff. I was like, oh, it's a secret. Very, kind of thing that captures teenage boys' minds.
Right.
But it's kind of hard to have that sort of secret, but totally not a secret sort of thing happening.
You must have seen Con Air with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, right. He played a Army Ranger. That was his character.
Yeah.
In that movie. Yeah.
So Rangers are like on the same level as Navy SEALs, but not so much SEAL Team 6.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're two different things, and I think it's like it's very hard to draw the distinction. But I mean, during the Iraq War, Navy SEALs were rolling around in Humvees, just waiting to get shot. And I think Marine Force Recon were also asked to do the same bullshit role as well.
Yeah, as tough as those jobs are, being a YouTube host is tougher in the watch community. Sometimes, maybe, I don't know. McLobster, you disagree, Aussie? Delta guys usually go in first and have to work lobbying counterforces, etc. Not glamorous.
I don't know. It doesn't make that much sense to me. All the different like what the groups are good at, quote unquote.
Right,
like, unless it's like literally like an underwater demolition or sea insertion. I don't understand like why they task certain groups to do certain things. Like, for example, the Venezuelan raid was, famously, that was CAG, that was Delta. But I don't understand why that's Delta.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Like, instead of, say, SEAL Team 6.
Yeah.
But, like, I think SEAL Team 6 is more for... No, see, considering the parameters of that, like, I really don't understand. Like, it seems similar to the raid on Bin Laden. You're going to a tight residential area, potentially, and you need to extract an individual or kill an individual. It doesn't make a heck of a lot of sense to me, like, one way or the other. One goes to CAG versus... not CAG.
Yeah, I think if the mission is to assault and take over the buffet, the luxury buffets at the Brisbane hotels, they're going to send in Gravy Team 6 on that with Sergeant Archie, in charge, getting commandeering all the honey pork and crab claws.
And HRT.
Right.
Huh, okay. Like DevGuru, and then they work alone a lot. Interesting. Yeah, Mac, I was saying they work alone a lot. Yeah, so even in what was that movie, Black Hawk Down?
Right.
They portrayed Eric Banner's character, who was apparently Delta, as like wandering around in Mogadishu alone, which is just kind of crazy.
That movie that movie was hard to watch. I had to stop it halfway through and take a break. It was
yeah, that's one of like you don't like him and I don't like him either, but it still makes me rethink about movies. Quentin Tarantino says Black Hawk Down is the best movie ever made, and I get it. Like that movie, it looks so incredibly good. And it's based on real events, and the characters are very strong, and you really get behind Team USA in that one. You also recognize the stupidity which means it's really good at capturing war itself. You know what I mean? Where you're like, you just want the guys to win, and it doesn't matter that the background of it is like it's all bullshit. You know,
Right.
you know, and I don't mean the story's bullshit. What I mean is like the reason they're there, why they're carrying out the mission, all that kind of stuff. And it's like basically it's failing. It's all failing, and they're going to give up their lives for that. It's like, well, that's intellectualizing it a bit too much. You know what I mean? Ultimately, they're just trying to survive.
Yeah, back in the 90s, he married Mira Sorvino, Tarantino, which I thought was unbelievable because I thought she was much smarter than to marry him. But for whatever reason, they got married. Then later, she divorced him, I guess. But
Really? That's interesting.
oh yeah.
Huh.
And I thought, why is she marrying Quentin Tarantino when I'm standing right in front of her, and she should have picked me, but didn't work out, you know.
I gotta run. Dinner's ready, and
Right.
I'm ready to enjoy that. I appreciate catching up as always.
Oh, you bet. Yeah.
I'll read up on the Marcus Luttrell stuff for sure. Yeah. That's mind blowing. All right.
All right. Thank you
Catch
very
you
much,
later.
Ozzy. All right. See you later. Bye. Crybaby, Shugart, and Gordon are legends. I don't know those two names, and it's mind-boggling how they're not more. I'll look them up. Yeah. All right. Let's go back to. There we go. Let's get the music back up. And what did I eat today? Oh, yeah, I had a Marie Callender frozen dinner for breakfast. And I haven't had anything since except 2 coffees. Holy cow. So I should take a break and have lunch. I think I'll make a tuna sandwich, which I wish I had potato chips, but I don't, because tuna sandwich goes great with potato chips. Damn it. Damn. Task Force Orange ISA work alone or in small units fairly regularly, but I haven't heard that about Tank. I never heard of Task Force Orange ISA. Interesting. You know a lot about this crybaby saggy skin. Hey, I've got to take a little break, if you know what I mean. So I'll be back in, very quickly, a minute or so. So, thank you. I'll take a break. And we're back. Yeah, if you're going to be pushing that much coffee, you need to take a break every once in a while. All right. Very good. Boris, hey Boris, do you put boiled eggs in your tuna? Yeah, you know, that really, You know, you just brought up something from years ago. I mentioned, I think adding a hard-boiled egg to your tuna goes great. I mentioned 2-3 years ago, you know, doing my Pavlovian guaranteed response technique. I mentioned, when I make it, because I knew who was listening, I said, my recipe for a tuna sandwich is a can of tuna of your choice, mayonnaise, a hard-boiled egg, relish, and some pimento, little chopped diced pimento. The next day on the hate channel, you know, the blaster channel, he went blasting about, did you hear crappy, who the hell puts pimento in a tuna sandwich? Oh, enough! Because he has to know, he knows about everything. He has to tell everybody what to do about everything. And only he has the right recipes. He knows everything about everything, and he'll tell everybody what's wrong, you know, in his mind, you know, according to him. He's the expert. So I mentioned the pimento thing, and he picked on it. He went for the bait as usual. Boom, you know, he went on a blast about who put pimento in tuna salad. Another classic, crappy accomplishment. Unbelievable. But no, adding a hard-boiled egg into tuna salad is really, really good. Yeah. So tuna salad, a hard-boiled egg, mayo, and some relish. Fantastic. Or, you know, adding some pickle. What do they call those? Bread and butter pickle slices on a salad. Really nice. Really excellent. But you need potato chips. Or I do. I could DoorDash just potato chips. Pay $10 DoorDash fee for a couple bags of potato chips, but I don't have any money for that, so I can't do it. Damn. Anyway, hey, we're down to 6 viewers. So, we're up to 6 viewers, because usually we have 2, according to you-know-who. So we're doing great. All right. I guess there's lots of other shows on right now. And let's take a look. Yep, there's one show that's on. And what are they talking about? Let's take a look here. Oh, he's got 5 viewers watching. Okay. And, wow. He's making the big money again. A lot of messages deleted on that channel. Wow. A lot of chat messages are all deleted. Unbelievable. So much hate. Hate. So much demented hate. So many demented, deranged haters out there. Wow, amazing. And who else is on? But he's making the big money. Anybody else on right now? Let's see. Well, probably 2 or 3 shows on right now. So, but they don't have poop and blasting stories like we have here. And dirty underwear stories and soiled underwear stories. Unbelievable. All right, 11 viewers. Thank you, everybody. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to hang around for 1 more minute. And what I'll do is after when the show ends, I will stay on backstage. So here's the link. I'll post it again, and we can try this. Let's see. Here's the link. And when I end the show, I will stay backstage. And if anybody wants to come on and talk off the show with me or anybody else who joins, we can do that for a little bit. That way we can talk, but you won't be on live. We'll see how that goes, if anybody would like to do that. Otherwise, I think we've got it all covered. We got Vegemite and cassowaries and kangaroos covered, and the Rolex Yacht-Master, and, you know, those other YouTube people we talked about, and I think we got it covered. So that's the end of the show. So I'll be here backstage for a couple minutes if anybody wants to come on backstage. Just click the link. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and thank you for today's donors to support the channel. See you on the next show. Thank you. Goodbye.